7 o'clock is kill time. Hey Abby, how are you?
Do you have the resets, Madam Clerk?
What time did you want?
Or did you give them to me?
I gave them to you.
You did?
No, 7:30 anyways.
Oh,
7:20. Yeah.
they're under this
I don't care,
paper.
I'm here.
You're so
I'm here
efficient,
before
thank
7
you.
o'clock, I'm just saying. Why don't you come around? No, you wanna come, 7:20, 7:25, before 7:30, just text me. All right. Okay, you have my phone, right? Just text me Friday and say you're either on your way or you're outside the courtroom now. I'll come up down. I'm upstairs. It does that.
Okay.
Huh? I'm on the center. Well, no, I'm usually up on the center.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Judge Kim Teresa Malika. You're here today in first appearance, Magistrate Court. Today, we're going to determine, you're going to be informed of the charges, and we're going to determine if there's probable cause. Today is not your trial day. Please do not talk about the facts of your case. Everything's being recorded. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. We have a public defender, Mr. Romero, who's at the main jail. We have Mr. Stephen Shate, who's here for the city, defending cases for the city of Hollywood. And we have Ms. Chase from the public defender's office in the main courtroom. If you have a private attorney, please let me know when you step up to the podium. First case on the docket, we're going to call out of turn, is Mr. Shade. Thank you for coming this afternoon.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry about missing this one this
No,
morning.
that's fine, no problem.
Didn't even see it.
Anthony Scott Sutherland, did you have an opportunity to review the PC?
I haven't, Judge.
All right, why don't you review it? Hold on, let him have a seat. Why don't you see if you can call him? I know we haven't gotten our phone yet, so you can use the clerk's, okay? Yeah. Give me one moment. I think he's at North Broward. Hold on. Where is Mr. Sutherland, North Broward?
Yes, North Broward.
Julie, are you on the phone with North Broward? Is there another phone that Mr. Shake can call?
There's another line.
Do you
You
know
just
the
call 5430.
5430? Okay.
That's another line.
Can you, okay, one moment. Okay, so while he's doing that, let's call Mr. Haas.
Good afternoon, law office. Can I help you?
Yes, hi, this is Judge Malika. Is this a service?
No, it's not, ma'am.
Okay, this is Judge Malika calling from Magistrate Court in Broward County. We're supposed to call this number to have Mr. Haas, I believe he's in Martin County or somewhere, to
Yes,
be
that is
connected
correct.
to his cell phone.
I can get you his assistant so she can connect you to him, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And your name again, Judge?
Judge Malika, Mollica.
Oh, okay, one moment.
Thank you. We have Eduardo Cruz.
Thank you for holding. I'm going to help you.
Hi, this is Judge Malika. You're being recorded. You're on speakerphone from Magistrate Court. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Do we have an Eduardo Cruz here? Or a Darius Brooks? What's your name, sir? Hit the button.
It's Mr. Cruz.
Eduardo Cruz, Judge.
Okay, and then do we have a Darius Brooks?
That's your private attorney on this. Yes.
Okay. Hi.
Good afternoon, Judge. I'm Michael Salazar, standing in for Attorney Randy Haas.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you been?
Good.
We miss you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is Mr. Haas on the phone too?
Mr. Haas?
Actually, I was calling him just now.
Okay, we'll wait.
Okay, hold on.
So who do you have?
I'm here on behalf of Randy Haas, Attorney Randall Haas.
Okay, so he wants to be on the phone too, or?
Yes, Judge, please.
And you're not putting in a notice of appearance, you're just helping him today?
That is correct, Judge. Mr. Haas is in Martin County.
That's okay, all right. We told him he could have just appeared by phone, but we don't mind you being here.
We weren't sure we could coordinate at the same time. I have not had a chance to review the PC.
You have not?
I have not, and Mr. Haas has not either.
I went over the PC with Mr. Haas over the phone.
Judge, we'll be asking for $2,500 bond on each. That I could tell you.
Judge Malika?
Yes.
Mr. Haas?
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Thank you for accommodating me, by the way.
No problem at all. So we have Mr. Salazar here, and he's
Yes, I
actually,
asked him to cover me just in case.
yeah. No, it wasn't a problem, so you want him to handle it, or do you want to stay on the phone? Or both of you can do it, it
I
doesn't
can
matter
stay-
to me.
I can stay on the phone, both of us can do it. Two's
Okay.
better than one always, especially when one's Salazar.
Yes, that's true. All right, so Mr. Salazar, are you finished reading the PC?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, so let me just tell both gentlemen, Mr. Eduardo Cruz and Darius Brooks, both have the same charges, 1 through 7, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. Can you do me a favor? Can you hit that mute button, one of you, in the middle? Yeah. It's just giving me a lot of feedback. If you can't hear us at any time, just wave your hand. Okay? All right. So both of you gentlemen are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. We have Mr. Randall Haas, who's appearing by phone for both of them, and we have Mr. Salazar, who is helping out. So, court does find probable cause. We need to talk about bond. What say you, State?
Your Honor, I spoke about this with Mr. Haas, and I know he's requesting, Mr. Salazar is requesting $2,500 bonds total.
For each of them?
That is correct.
Yes.
Okay, so same bonds.
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I'm going to be requesting for Mr. Brooks a total bond of $15,000. For Mr. Cruz, a total bond of $10,000. An order of no victim contact, and also an order of no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. The reason I'm requesting these bonds for Mr. Brooks, certainly I would argue he has a higher level of culpability in this matter, since it's alleged he was the one that actually possessed the firearm. He was arrested in possession of the firearm. As far as priors, I believe, only prior I saw, Your Honor, one moment. He had a,
We're talking about Mr. Brooks.
yes, a resisting without violence 2004.
2020?
Resisting without violence in 2014. My concern is, I already stated on the record. With regards to Mr. Cruz,
22.
while Mr. Cruz
Okay.
has a lower level of culpability in this matter, I do have concerns based on the allegations. Also, he has a DUI property damage from 2016. From 2007, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And in 2003, one case of possession of cocaine with intent to sell or distribute. One case of possession of cannabis with intent to sell or distribute. Nothing further, Judge.
What was the disposition on those two? Do you know of anything?
They were all pled out. I mean, he was on probation on the 2 drug cases. He was, I believe, on community control and probation on the ag assault, and placed on probation on the DUI property damage.
Judge, those two charges were over 10 years ago. I would ask the $2,500 bond on each is reasonable. Mr. Brooks has no significant priors. They have significant ties to the community. We have no problem with the no contact, no possession of firearms. And on this case, I believe for both defendants, $2,500 is reasonable.
You're talking the total bond?
Each, $2,500
Each.
per defendant.
Yeah. I will tell the court this. First of all, as the court knows and as Mr. Linder knows, the bonds are in order to assure their appearance in court. The court has absolutely no concerns, should have no concerns about them appearing in court. They always have, and I'll make sure that they always do. I've known the family of both of these individuals forever and ever, for as long as I can remember. It's an uncle and a nephew. And I can assure the court there'll be absolutely no concerns whatsoever about them appearing in court. These 10 individuals who are the alleged victims of the aggravated assaults are total strangers to both the uncle and the nephew. So there's not going to be any concern for any contact. It's the first time in their lives they've ever seen these individuals. Neither one of them has a history of violence. The aggravated assault comes as a surprise to me, but that's from 2007. I don't have a lot of knowledge of it, but it's 12 years ago. So I don't think that there's anything inappropriate about the request we're making for the $2,500 bond. It will assure their appearances in court. And
What?
it's consistent with their financial wherewithal. Unfortunately, the same individual is going to have to come up with the money to give to a bondsman for both of these individuals. It's the sister of Mr. Cruz and the mother of Mr. Brooks, with whom I'm already in contact, and she's got a bondsman lined up.
The PC was just a little bit more.
Frankly, I question whether the state's even going to consider filing formal charges against Mr. Cruz. I don't know that, although the court finds probable cause, I don't know that the state will find that there's a reasonable likelihood of conviction. As to
And the only other thing I would
Cruz, who
mention,
wasn't in possession of a gun.
the only other thing I would mention is Mr. Haas is aware securing future appearance in court is one of two factors for the court to consider when setting bond. The other, safety of the community, and that's my concern with these allegations. Anytime it's alleged that one individual essentially held these 7 people at gunpoint, threatening to shoot them, while the other individual is alleged to essentially encourage Mr. Brooks to pick one of them already, and he made that encouragement several times.
I understand, but the $10,000 bond isn't going to make the community any safer than a $2,500 bond. If the state was moving to have them detained, that would be one thing. But all that this is going to do is prevent them from hiring counsel, and that's all. It's not going to cause them any greater likelihood of coming to court, and it's not going to keep the community any safer having the bond of $2,500 rather than $10,000.
Missing a victim sheet in one of them.
Your Honor,
They're different.
no, one moment, Judge.
Some of them.
No, you should have, Your Honor, I mean, at least what I have is the same. You should have, on the PC affidavit,
Well, I'm looking at the victim notification sheets.
yeah, no, what I direct the court's attention to is if you look at the first page of the PC,
It
there's,
has 2, and then
has
it goes
2.
on to others.
and then 2 on the next page, and then there's a third page with 3 more. And those would be the 7.
Well, I'm going off the PCs, so I mean the victim notification sheets, but that's fine too. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna order on Mr. Brooks. I am gonna do a $5,000 bond. You want me to do 5,000, just 5,000 and
Your Honor, I would ask just do 1,000 per count on the top 5 and then ROR the rest.
what would you ask? Does it matter to you?
That's fine, so it'd be a total of 5,000?
Okay, so 1,000 on 1 through 5 each. And then 6 and 7 will be ROR. That's on Mr. Brooks. Who's Mr. Brooks? Raise your hand. Okay, Mr. Brooks. I'm gonna order, and you might wanna listen up, Mr. Cruz. I'm gonna order no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victims in this case. And their initials are NJ, BA, SA, SL. And JJ. Looks like ELJ and CE. So you can get those names from your attorneys, just so that you know. I don't know if you know them personally or not, and I don't want you to respond whether you do or don't. But you're not to have any contact. No victim contact, direct or indirect, means no contact in person, calling, texting, writing, nothing on social media, and no contact through third parties. That means no passing messages. That's whether you're in jail or not. Do you understand? You can shake your head yes in the affirmative. Thank you. Okay. And then you are not to possess any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. All right, and then we'll go to Mr. Cruz. And that's the one I'm gonna do, same thing, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with any of the alleged victims. Did you hear their initials, sir? Okay, you can turn the microphone on. I need to hear a verbal yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so no victim contact, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. And before Mr. Brooks, can you get Mr. Brooks back? Mr. Brooks, I just want to verify his address with the booking summary with the clerk. I'm gonna do, Mr. Cruz at 3,500. So what do I need to do? What do you want me to do? 1,500, is that okay?
That's fine, Judge, 3,500 total?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Let me just count, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 7, and this is 7. Okay. All right, so no victim contact, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. Mr. Cruz, 5628 Rock Island Road, 191 Tamarack.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and let me check for you, Mr. Brooks. 371 West Dayton Circle, Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
All right, very good, gentlemen. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Judge, have a great day.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much for accommodating me, Judge.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too, bye-bye. Okay, all right, Mr. Shate, just let me just write up these. Nice seeing you, Mr. Salazar. All right. Okay, do you have my paperwork, or did I give it to you?
I give it back, Judge. It should be
You
right
did?
there.
Okay, I didn't even see you do that, sorry.
Judge, this is Mr. Sutherland. He's in North Broward.
Hello, how are you, sir?
How you doing?
Good.
Judge,
Okay, do you see Mr. Shate standing here?
Yes, I do. I see him.
Okay.
Judge, I spoke to Mr. Sutherland. I had no issues with concerns of competency. He seemed to understand. I understand that he was Baker acted when he was arrested due to some behavior he showed. But my understanding, when speaking to him, he completely understood what was going on, was able to answer pertinent questions, and wanted to resolve it today if he could. And I explained all the ramifications and the court costs and what could happen if you didn't pay those court costs.
All right. This is what I'm gonna do. I think that somebody needs to take a further look at this. So what I'm gonna do is, I am gonna, ROR him, however, based on the nature of the offense. Is your mailing address 810 South 28th Ave, Hollywood?
Yes, that's him on.
All right, I'm not gonna resolve your case today. I'm gonna send it to the division. If you don't go to court, you're just gonna be back here again and keep getting arrested and spending time in jail, so look for your court date. You can also contact Mr. Shate's office. I don't know if you wanna give him your office number, he can check on his court date.
I will, Judge.
Go to the public library and, go to www.browardclerk.org, okay?
Mr. Sutherland, do you have internet access at your house? At your mother's house?
No, I do not.
You do not? Do you have a cellular phone that has internet access?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I have a cellular device.
Okay, so you can go to www.browardclerk.org and look up your case, okay?
All right, and why don't we give him your number,
I
the
will.
deputy can give it.
Deputy, are you able to write down my phone number for him?
I already have it. I have it written down, Mr. Shea.
Excellent, thank you.
All right.
And you never call. Why is that?
All right, so, Mr. Sutherland, look for your court date in the mail at the address that I just read off. You can always call Mr. Shate, you can go to browardclerk.org and look it up, okay?
Yes.
All right, so, good luck to you, look for your court date. And if you don't get anything in the next week or two, call Mr. Shate's office, all right? You can also go to any clerk's office, you can also go to the one in Hollywood and ask them when your court date is.
Don't miss court, okay? Don't miss court, because there's gonna be a
Because you're
warrant for
gonna
your
just
arrest.
be back here again and go through the same thing, all right?
Yes.
All right,
That's mine.
good luck to you, sir.
Take care, bye-bye.
All right.
And you'll get Mr. Shate's number, don't lose it. Okay,
That's it.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Shate, let me make sure,
I looked at the
while
afternoon,
you are
Judge.
here,
There's a Fort Lauderdale.
just wanna make sure there's no MMs. There is a Fort Lauderdale, but Mr. McLawrence texted me. Said, "Good afternoon, Judge. Just spoke with North Broward and Eugenia Hawkins. On page 2 is a medical reset."
Okay.
So let me go to the misdemeanors, hold on. Do we have any misdemeanor second looks?
Yeah, they're both state charges.
I don't have my list here.
Is it Forte and Orr?
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, that's it. If we have anything crop up, as
Always
usual, we
nearby.
will call you.
Thanks, Judge. Take care. See
You can run, but you can't hide from us. See you later. Okay. All right, Junior Simon, please. Is he around? That was the one that we asked for a reset. Junior Simon.
Judge, he was originally here in Maine. I was informed that he was in regular court. Right now, the deputies are trying to see if he's finally. Oh, okay. He's finally on his way.
Okay, let me know. Paul Sims,
Conti?
thank you. Do you know what
Yes,
happened this
ma'am.
morning in court,
Your Honor,
Julie? He was in 4780.
the bond, nothing was addressed other than the defense entering a plea of not guilty.
All right, so, hello, Mr. Simon Sims, how are you?
Simon Sims or Paul Sims?
Sims.
Paul Sims?
Paul Sims, S-I-M-S.
Okay, yes, ma'am, that's me.
All right, Mr. Sims, you have battery on a person 65 years of age or older.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a change of charge. We have Miss Chase who's representing you.
All
So
right.
whenever there's a change of charge, they bring you to magistrate court.
Yes, ma'am.
It was to change of charge from aggravated battery to a battery.
Yes, ma'am.
So, state, what say you?
Your Honor, Your Honor set a bond of $4,000 on this charge. Pretrial release of the GPS monitor level 2, no firearms, weapons, ammunition, no return to the incident location, and no victim contact. Your Honor, I'm asking the court to keep that bond in place based not only on the allegations that he attacked a 72-year-old victim, a disabled victim who was an employee of the restaurant, but also his criminal history, which includes 09 strong-arm robbery, 5-year state prison as a habitual offender, theft 08, grand theft auto 05 with a violation of probation, 33 months as a habitual offender, possession of hydrocodone in 05, VOP, 33 months state prison, burglary of a conveyance, possession of burglary tools, 01, 39 months state prison. His priors go on from there. He's been to prison prior to that, going back from consistently from the last prior I informed the court of to the mid-'80s. I would also note that while his most recent priors, including the ones he went to prison on, involved some type of allegation of theft, that's the allegation in this case also. While committing a theft, he committed this battery against the 72-year-old victim.
Defense?
The judge just asked the court to consider that after investigating this on their own, the case filing attorney opted for a third-degree felony. The bond Your Honor set was involving a first-degree felony. Again, Your Honor would have considered his previous history and things at that time. But just at this point, clearly he has been unable to post a bond as it is set. He's still in custody, and the state opted for a third-degree felony, which is significantly lower in his exposure than the first-degree felony. In reading the police report, it appears the alleged theft was money from a tip jar.
It's a third-degree felony, Your Honor.
Right, and now it's a third degree.
And I would note, Your Honor, that's why I actually requested a $10,000 bond because it was charged as a first-degree felony. I still think for a third-degree felony, based on the allegations and his criminal history, a $4,000 bond is still reasonable.
spoken to as of yet.
Sir, hit the mute button in front of you. There's a little tab on that bar. Thanks. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go. Who do we have, Mr. Romero, for the Spanish interpreter?
Not here at Maine.
Conti has one, Your Honor.
Okay. Is he on the regular docket or the second look?
He's on the second look, Andy LaCruz.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Raise your right hand. Do you swear and/or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English?
I do. Esteban Rojas.
Okay. Give me one moment. Where was your client? Conti?
Yes, ma'am?
Okay. Why don't we just, since we have the Spanish interpreter here, why don't,
Yes.
you're Garletha Cruz? I'm sorry, Andy La Cruz, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy La Cruz.
And then we'll take the other one.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Cruz, you are here for
Señor
a
La Cruz,
second look.
usted está acá para la segunda vista.
Hey, it's grand theft 1,000, uttering a false instrument 1,000.
Hurto mayor, $1,000 y utilización de documento falso, $1,000 de fianza.
What say you, defense?
¿Qué dice la defensa?
Hold on, he's going to have to interpret.
Su señoría, yo no he tenido la oportunidad de hablar con el señor La Cruz, con un intérprete. Parece que ha estado encarcelado 5 días, no ha logrado pagar la fianza tal cual está en este momento.
State, what's his priors?
Fiscalía, ¿cuáles son los antecedentes?
Your Honor, I'll look that up, but while I'm looking that up, I'm asking the court to keep the bond at $1,000 on each count.
Su señoría, voy a buscar el dato, pero mientras lo hago, voy a solicitarle a la corte que mantenga en pie la fianza de $1,000 para cada cargo.
I would note that the grand theft is between, I believe, $5,000 and $10,000.
Debo señalar que el hurto mayor es por un monto entre $5,000 y $10,000, creo.
This is a filed case.
Este es un caso donde ya se han presentado cargos.
The warrant was issued last year.
La orden de captura se emitió el año pasado.
Law enforcement was unable to locate Mr. LaCruz until now.
La policía no logró ubicar al señor La Cruz sino hasta ahora,
When he was arrested in Indian River County
cuando fue arrestado en el condado de Indian River
and extradited to Broward.
y fue extraditado a Broward.
He has 2017 out of Martin County,
Tiene uno para el 2017 del condado de Martin,
uttering a false bank bill or note,
utilizar un billete o documento falso bancario
and grand theft.
y hurto mayor.
He was also picked up in April of this year on that case for a failure to appear in court.
También fue arrestado en abril de este año por no comparecer ante el juez por ese mismo cargo.
I'm also showing that he's on supervision for that offense
También me aparece acá que está bajo régimen supervisorio por ese delito
until 2023,
hasta el 2023.
but I can't be certain about that.
Pero eso no me consta con certeza.
Would also note when he was booked, his address was listed as
También debo señalar que cuando fue fichado, su dirección, según él, era
at large. I have a concern about his future appearance in court.
Mejor dicho, su dirección fue clasificada como en fuga y
And should he-
me preocupa que él comparezca.
And should he fail to appear in court,
Si no lo hace,
I believe it would be difficult for law enforcement to locate him.
creo que sería difícil para la policía encontrarlo.
And since it is a filed case, he will be seeing his assigned judge soon for an arraignment.
Y dado que es un caso donde ya se han presentado cargos, pronto él va a estar ante el juez asignado para la lectura de cargos.
Inquire if he has a local address
Su señoría, ¿me permite preguntarle
Whatever
al
you'd
señor
like.
si tiene una dirección local?
in Broward County or South Florida?
¿En el condado de Broward o en el sur de Florida tiene alguna dirección?
Sí.
Yes.
Y una cosa, yo no me he presentado a corte ningún, porque yo llevo 20 meses preso.
One thing,
Yo no
I
me-
haven't made my court dates because I've been in jail for 20 months.
And that was for a case out of county?
¿Y eso fue por un caso del condado?
No, yo no tengo, todo esto me ha sido nuevo, yo no tenía conocimiento de nada, me han sido arrestando de county en county, yo no tenía conocimiento, tengo 20 meses preso, mi primera vez, yo no sé, no tengo conocimiento, no sé, yo no me le fugaba a nadie, no sé lo que están diciendo, no sé.
I don't know. This is all new to me. I've been in prison for 20 months, and apparently I've been arrested from county to county, and I'm only now hearing of this. I don't know what this is about.
Okay, so you're saying that you were incarcerated and that's why you didn't make it to court?
Entonces usted está diciendo que usted estaba encarcelado y que por eso es que no llegó a su cita judicial.
Sí, no sé, estoy encarcelado desde
Okay,
el
sir.
24
And
de abril,
you
tengo
have
aquí los papeles.
excuse me, you have an address locally where you could live?
Yes, I've been in prison since April 24th. ¿Y usted tiene una dirección que puede poner como lugar donde vivir?
Sí,
Yes.
Okay, and are you living with anybody or who would you be living with? Is that family?
¿Vive con alguien o con quién estaría viviendo? ¿Parientes?
no, es un amigo como si fuera mi familia, mi tío, pero no es un amigo.
No, it's a friend. It's as if he were a relative or an uncle, but he's a friend.
And at that point, if you were noticed of court, you'd be able to attend since
Y
you're
si le
living in
llegara una
town?
notificación judicial, ¿usted podría presentarse a la corte?
Sí, claro, me tengo que presentar. Ahora me dieron 5 años de probatoria en el condado de Indian River. Tengo 2 años de probatoria en el condado de Martin County. Yo no puedo jugar con mi estatus. Yo
Yes,
no
of
sé,
course.
yo-
I would appear. I can't play with my status. I have 5 years probation in Indian River County, and I just got 2 years in Martin County, so I can't mess around with that.
Joe, I would just say that, I mean, I realize that there were failure to appears listed. I believe that he was not able to attend as he was incarcerated. He has stated that he has a local address that he would be staying at and.
What's his
Su
local address?
señoría,
Can
yo
he give it to
simplemente
you?
argumentaría
Can you write
que
it down
no.
on an order? I'll give you the stamp to update his address.
Yo simplemente argumentaría que
Just write it big for the clerk.
hay avisos o notificaciones de que no ha comparecido, eso no le fue posible porque estaba encarcelado. Él ha proporcionado una dirección local donde se le puede ubicar.
Also be under the supervision of Department of Corrections, obviously, with his other cases. and
Y obviamente que
violations.
estaría
Back in
bajo
custody.
supervisión del Departamento de Penitenciarías, dados sus otros casos.
If, as the state pointed out, he were to fail to appear and have any abscond stature, they'd be issuing a warrant for violation.
Si no compareciera, obviamente, y se emitiera una orden declarándolo como en fuga, entonces se emitiría una orden de captura por las violaciones de probatoria.
So what are you asking for?
I'm asking
¿Qué
if
está
the court
solicitando?
would release him if he's been incarcerated.
I'm
he's
not gonna
gonna have
ROR him,
the
so
money.
what do you
Would
suggest?
ask for trial?
Estaría solicitando que la corte lo libere, dado el hecho de que ha estado en la cárcel tanto tiempo. Responde la juez, bueno, no lo voy a liberar bajo palabra. ¿Qué es lo que sugiere? Bueno, medidas cautelares.
And this obviously doesn't violate him.
Y evidentemente esto no constituye una violación de su probatoria,
This is a 2017 case.
porque es un caso del 2017.
All right, I'm gonna put him on pretrial supervision. Where's he gonna
Bueno,
live?
Le voy a imponer,
Do you want me to call and get the address and write it in the order?
No, let
Or
him,
do it now?
he can
Okay.
tell him.
le
What's
voy
your
a-
address, sir?
le voy a imponer medidas
Where you are
cautelares.
going to
Señor,
live.
¿cuál sería su dirección? ¿Dónde va a vivir?
Señora jueza, disculpe un momento. También no sé qué está pasando. Me está saliendo un hall de Michigan y fue mi primera cárcel en Michigan. Y por eso también aquí no me sale en la computadora y cuando el abogado me vio no me sale. Entonces dicen que hay un problema, no sé, en la computadora. Me lo han dicho los policías que me está saliendo un hall de Michigan que
Your
no
Honor,
sé.
Your Honor, excuse me. There's also another thing. There's a hold from Michigan that apparently I have on my file. They don't have it on the computer here. My attorney, when I spoke with him or her, said that they didn't have that information either. But now apparently they're telling me that I have a hold out of Michigan.
I do not see that, Judge.
Eso no lo veo, señora juez.
Ese es el problema, que está habiendo problemas en la computadora aquí y allá y no sé.
That's the problem. There's a problem with the database or the computer here or there, or I don't know where.
Are you showing that,
Eso aparece acá.
Ivy?
Su señoría,
Can you
no
look it up
tengo,
and see?
no tengo el archivo.
All right, so
Aparte de
if
los
he's,
delitos que aparecen
I
acá,
don't know
no
if
hay
he's
otra
saying
cosa.
it's him or not, but I don't want him to admit to something. I don't know if you want to talk to him via the
No sé si él está
interpreter
diciendo que es él o no, pero
on
yo
the
no quiero que
phone,
él
or
se
I'm willing to put him on
autoincrimine.
pretrial release. What is his
Estoy
address
dispuesta
where
a
he's gonna
ponerle
live?
medidas cautelares. ¿Cuál sería su dirección?
3160
3160
Northwest
Northwest
48 Terra
48th Terrace.
33
33
142
33 ¿qué?
33142.
33142.
And where's that?
¿Dónde está ubicado eso?
Está ubicado en el northwest de Miami.
Northwest Miami.
Well, is it Miami?
Bueno, pero es Miami. Es la ciudad de Miami.
Sí, yeah, sí.
Miami, yes.
Is there any apartment number?
¿Hay un número de apartamento?
No, es una casa.
No, it's a house.
All right, repeat back the address, Julie.
Bueno, repita la dirección.
3160
3160
Northwest
Northwest
48th Terrace,
48 Terrace,
Miami
Miami
33142.
33142.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Bien.
All right, you want to bring that order up and I'll stamp it?
Bueno, voy a firmar una orden.
Don't miss your court date, sir.
No olvide ir a su cita ante el juez, señor.
You are to report within 24 hours of your release
Tiene que reportarse dentro del plazo de 24 horas después de que lo liberen.
To pretrial services,
Tiene que
the deputy
report-
handed you the map.
Reportarse con el Departamento de Servicios Previos, pretrial.
If you
El
don't
alguacil
report,
le
you're
dio el
gonna be in
mapa,
violation of this court's order.
le dio el croquis para llegar. Si usted no va ahí dentro de ese plazo, eso va a ser una violación de la orden de esta corte.
Claro.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to report one time a month in person,
Tiene que reportarse una vez por mes en persona,
call in twice a week,
llamar 2 veces por semana
and they'll give you the other terms and conditions.
y ellos les van a dar los otros términos y condiciones.
So if you get out tonight, you have to be there by tomorrow. Do you
O
understand?
sea que si lo dejan ir hoy, si lo sueltan hoy, tiene que ir a más tardar mañana, ¿entiende?
Sí, lo entiendo.
Yes, I understand.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you. Muchas
Thank
gracias.
you.
Gracias.
Anybody
Thank you very
need a
much.
Spanish interpreter? North Broward?
No, we're good, John.
Thank you. Paul Ryan?
No, Your Honor, no. No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Ivy, I put no bond required. No bond required, pretrial supervision. Okay. All right, so let's go back to this other gentleman, Paul Sims. Where was he, at Conti?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so it went from a first-degree felony to a third-degree felony.
The janitor was inquiring as-
$4,000 bond. Let me pull up this case again and just.
Judge, do you have the report up there?
I had it pulled up. I think I have the report, I don't have the, I wanna see my sheet. He also has a felony petty theft, $750 bond, I think.
Yes.
So $4,750 and a host of conditions.
Yes.
What say you,
Sure, Your Honor, I had inquired as to where he would be living. In speaking to Mr. Sims, I actually remember I had seen him at the jail. We were looking towards placement in Broward House, of the like, so I don't know if that's something.
what's Broward House? I'm not familiar with it, so.
It's
For
residential.
people who have medical conditions, like
Right.
HIV and everything like that.
It's
Okay.
geared towards mental health, substance abuse, any other, illnesses or.
It's a residential program?
It is residential.
What's the status with him staying there, though?
I don't have confirmation on that presently with me, so if Your Honor feels more comfortable, I can
You
bring
can
it up.
court order me there, Your Honor,
Correct.
with an ankle monitor.
Do we know that they'll take violent offenders?
Yes.
Can you call?
I can make that,
All right, have a seat, we're gonna call.
All right.
Do you have anybody's name or number over there that you've dealt with? If not, that's okay, is there anybody over there that you've dealt with?
No. Tom, oh man, I can't remember his last name.
What unit where is he, in admissions, or is he a counselor, or?
He's a counselor.
All right, there shouldn't be too many Toms. Okay, she'll call up now, have a seat.
All right.
Okay, Leonard McKenzie. Is there a Leonard McKenzie?
Leonard McKenzie, Judge?
Yeah, he was at the main jail 2C, remember? from this morning? Let them
The
pull
only
them.
gentleman I believe that was reset from this morning was Junior Simon.
Oh, that's right, you guys left. And he was on the docket, so we need them to pull
I
Leonard.
have the docket. What page was he on the docket?
I have no idea. All I can tell
27.
you is, huh?
27 from this morning.
27. He was.
Okay, they
Lenore
need to
McKenzie. He
pull,
was at Conti.
And he's at Maine now.
he's at Maine Jail.
So he was at Conti.
Okay,
And then he's
Mr.
been-
Romero, all I need them to do is pull Mr. Leonard McKenzie from the Maine
Well,
jail,
I'm just-
2C. It
right, I'm
doesn't
just trying to
matter
figure
why.
out 'cause-
It
No,
doesn't,
but you made it a point to say that I left and he was at Maine.
You know
so
what,
I said,
Mr.
That's why.
Romero, we're not going here. It's totally unnecessary. I'm just
But you
making a
mentioned it.
fact. I don't
Okay.
care. I'm making a fact that you were not there, not like you weren't there, you already left. He came up
Okay.
afterwards. I mean, please stop being so sensitive. So, just,
I'm being sensitive, but you're bringing it up.
Mr.,
We just need this defendant.
I am bringing it up. Do me a favor, have him pull Leonard McKenzie. He's
Okay.
in 2C, that's it.
Susie, thank you.
Thank you. Meg Lauren Weber. It's ridiculous
Weber's here.
already.
Ms. Weber, come on up, please. She's approaching.
Okay, Ms. Weber, good afternoon. You have a driving while license is suspended, first offense, $100 bond. Court does find probable cause. Your mailing address, 2871 Northwest 69th Court, Fort Lauderdale?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, what say you, defense?
Nothing to add, Judge. She's gonna self-bond.
Thank you, ma'am. Look for your court date, okay?
Thank you.
Margarita Lopez.
No problem, John.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Lopez, you have DUI, alcohol, or drugs, first offense. $500 bond. Count 2 is failure to use due care. It's actually not for magistrate. Court does find probable cause. Is your mailing address 843 Southwest 20th Street, Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there an apartment number attached with that?
No, it's a house.
Okay. All right, what say you, Miss Chase?
Judge, I'm gonna ask for ROR. I have additional information if the state has objection.
Yeah, I would be objecting to a straight ROR.
Okay.
She's been a resident of Broward County for 10 years. At this point works on yachts as a stewardess, but she has 2 children, ages 17 and 15, who live with her. She's a sole provider and responsible. She lives in a home that she rents, but at this time doesn't have any money in the bank, but she does have other family in addition to her 2 children, brother and sister local, so she's not a flight risk. At this point, the issue is that she just doesn't have the money on hand to come up with the bond.
Okay, state.
Your Honor, she just got off probation in July of this year for resisting without violence and trespass. I would just be requesting pretrial.
ROR. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That one that I did, Madam Clerk, on the change of address. I just wanted to make sure that I did this on all 3.
Yes.
Okay, because it doesn't go through. Thank you. All right, Regina Hawkins.
That's a medical research on it. That was the MO case.
Okay. Does anybody know what page that is? Regina Hawkins?
H2.
H2. All right, thank you, Deputy, I appreciate it.
That was Mr. Shake's MO case.
Okay, but I think it's Mr. McLawrence. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. All right, Wesner Alerte.
He's here, President Maine.
Okay, Mr. Alerte, good afternoon. You have a capious misdemeanor, $300 bond for possession of cannabis under 20 grams. Court finds probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, Mr. Alert, we're going to be asking Your Honor to consider releasing him ROR. My understanding is he missed court. When he realized he missed court, he actually came to the main jail and surrendered himself, presented his ID, and he was taken into custody last night here at the main jail.
Okay, so what are you asking for, I'm sorry?
In ROR.
Defense, state?
And ask that the court keep his judge's capias in place.
4110 Northwest 21st Ave, 301G, Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't he show up for court?
My understanding is he didn't get the notice. He got a subsequent notice informing him that he missed court and that there was an outstanding capias for his arrest. And as soon as he got that notice, he came right down to the main jail last night and turned himself in.
Okay.
He did turn himself in. Okay. So, sir, I'm gonna ROR you. Don't do this again because then you gotta look for your court date because then you're gonna keep getting arrested, okay?
All right.
And
now.
spending another night in jail, so look up your court date. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Nakia Gertman.
No problem, John.
Sure.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm trying.
Yeah?
Just,
Well,
my Crohn's.
go ahead.
No, I said my Crohn's been kind of acting up a little bit.
Well, it's probably because you're stressed out, but let's see what we can do about this. You have trespass property, not a structure or conveyance, $25 bonds. Court does find probable cause. Says you keep going back to, and I don't want you to respond because we have your attorney, Ms. Chase, here in the courtroom. Keeps going back from Memorial Healthcare System. Says he's loud, belligerent, tries to get medications. So what say you, Ms. Chase?
Judge, I did speak to Mr. Gertman regarding this. He understands that this hospital is not a place that he can return to. If Your Honor is going to likely issue a no return. He does not have the money to bond out on the $25 bond. As he did mention, he has medical issues, although we did discuss the allegations here, and I informed him this hospital is not a place he can go back to should he be released. Also, he did have an address that he can receive mail at, which is a friend's address. But it's my
Is that
understanding
the 450 Southeast 2nd Street, number 2, Pompano?
Is that the address, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was seeking medical treatment. I understand there's factually issues in the PC, questioning some of that, but, you know, at this point, I told him he could go to a different hospital than this facility.
Does he have a place to live? Does he want to go to the centralized receiving center? I mean, they could help him find a place to live.
We sent him there last time, Your Honor. August 21st is when he was released to CRC.
Well, they do take them more than once sometimes. It's like, I'm just letting you know, but thank you for letting me know.
I understand, Your Honor.
I can speak to him about that, Judge, if you'd like, unless Your Honor's inclined to. I know there was an order we could sign for that.
I mean, if he's not gonna use their services, it's not gonna matter what I do today. But,
Yes.
if he doesn't wanna use their services, then, you know, don't waste everybody's time.
Yeah, I understand.
But if you do
I
wanna
am,
use them, that's great.
yes, I am.
Your Honor, I suspect Mr. Kurtman's gonna say what he believes, whatever it takes to get out of custody.
He's gonna get out of custody anyway.
You're-
I'm not
well,
gonna
that's-
require,
That, Your Honor, if I could finish, please.
sure.
That's up to Your Honor. The state's offers 15 days because in addition to, that he, you know, will use the that he'll use the CRC, he'll also tell the court he won't go back to that hospital. It's the third time since August 13th. He keeps going back to that hospital.
They took me to the
One
closest.
time when he went, he was before this court for threatening to attack people in the triage unit. The next time, it was for making false 911 calls about this, the emergency,
Mr. Gertman, don't respond to allegations, please.
the emergency unit at that hospital. In this case, he was not getting medical treatment when he was arrested. He had already gotten medical treatment when he was arrested. He's gonna keep going back to this hospital. He's gonna keep harassing staff, patients, and at some point, when is it enough?
Harassing staff. If I'm sick and I have Crohn's, how am I harassing staff and patients?
Mr. Gertman, we'll not talk about the allegations. Okay?
All right.
Okay, I remember this where they were saying that he was bothering people in the triage unit that were laying on gurneys or, you know, in the triage area, unsolicited from them. And I specifically told him not to go back there unless it was for a legitimate purpose. And now,
Yes.
sir, just hold on a moment, okay? I'll let you speak, or you could speak to your attorney.
Oh, God. Great.
Now it's saying he throws tantrums, and he just keeps going back there, and he refuses to leave.
Your Honor. Your Honor, can I speak?
No, not right now. Hold on a moment.
Well, I mean, legitimately, according to the police report, was evaluated and seen there.
And then at 3:10, he comes back again. This is 8 times. He's been escorted off the property 5 times.
Well, this is where the ambulance bring me at. I don't go there. The ambulance take me. They say they got to take me to the closest hospital, and that's where they end up taking me.
And the report says that, and he received treatment. And that should have been the end of it, but it wasn't.
I know, but I wait for my ride. I don't have. It's 2, 3 in the morning, and I'm waiting for my ride. Where am I gonna go at 2, 3 in the morning? I'm standing out on the sidewalk. I'm not on the property. I'm out on the sidewalk, waiting on my ride to come pick me up.
I mean, he was in front of the other side. It says by, he wasn't on the bench, but he was by the bench, and he did say he was waiting for his ride.
And there was nowhere else, no other benches in all of Hollywood that he could wait for a ride except for right in front of the children's emergency unit at that hospital.
But that's on the other side. I mean, where was he supposed to go? 5 blocks away?
He could cross the street. He's not supposed to be on that property, and he wasn't getting medical treatment at that point.
But
And
he
if we
left.
didn't have all the previous incidents, probably wouldn't be as big a deal. But there were those previous incidents to the point where this officer, it has been determined that he is a security risk at this hospital, the way he conducts himself there. It states he's been known to physically confront medical staff, take aggressive postures towards them.
I would just argue, though, at this point,
He's charged with
sitting on
trespass.
a bus
This is what
bench,
I'm doing.
not
I'm
on the
done with
property.
this. ROR to standard pretrial supervision, you're to report within 24 hours. I want you calling in 5 times a week. Reporting once a month in person. If you can't find a ride, better try to find a ride, okay? Because
All
if
right.
not, you're gonna end up in jail on no bond. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so you have that map in front of you?
Yes, I do.
You might get out at 2, 3 in the morning. You still have to report within 24 hours of your release. So obviously they're only open till 4:35. You have to report by tomorrow then,
Okay, no problem.
okay? So you see where it is? It's by the main jail.
Yes.
They'll tell
the
you,
phone-
you get arrested for something else again, then you're gonna be, when there's probable cause found, then you're gonna be violating your pretrial supervision. You can ask pretrial services, the good thing about it is you can ask them when your court date is, okay? But it's up to
Okay.
you to notify the clerk too if you change your address, or to go to browardclerk.org.
Okay, no problem.
And there is no return, sir, to Joe DiMaggio, or to, and Memorial Regional Hospital. I consider them one and the same.
Mhm. Okay.
Unless it's for a legitimate purpose. Find another hospital, sir. Thank you, good luck to you.
All right.
Keith Wilson.
Wilson is gonna be a medical reset, Judge. And Judge, you told me to inform you, once they bring Junior Simon, Mr. Simon is here present at me.
Okay. Page is Mr. Wilson.
Mr. Wilson was on page 4.
Thank you. Did you ever get a hold of Broward House?
I was just following up on that, Judge.
Okay,
That
so we'll
intake-
do Leonard McKenzie. Thank you.
Edward McKenzie is here. Come on up, Mr. McKenzie.
Okay, so good afternoon, Mr. McKenzie. We had you this morning. I don't know, I guess they were transporting you, but in any event, you have a burglary with assault or battery. We have to talk about bond, and you have burglary, unoccupied dwelling, unarmed. The court does find probable cause. This actually is a change of charge. So count 1's a burglary dwelling battery, and count 2 burglary a dwelling. What say you, State?
Your Honor, on the burglary with assault or battery, you already found proof evident or presumption great for armed burglary. I'm asking the court to make the same finding for burglary with assault or battery. I provided the court with the original probable cause affidavit. And then I'm seeking a no bond hold on that.
That is count 3. The burglary dwelling, structure, or conveyance, okay?
Your Honor, on the burglary dwelling, even though it's been a change of charge from burglary of an occupied dwelling to burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, it's still a second-degree felony. Your Honor set set a $100,000 bond based on the allegations, and I'm asking you to keep the bond at $100,000. Also, I'd ask the court to take into consideration, even though it's been charged as a burglary, it's not burglary unoccupied dwelling, it's just charged as a burglary dwelling. To convict, the state does not have to prove that it was occupied or unoccupied. But I'd ask the court to take in consideration the allegation that the alleged victim was present in the home, that SWAT had to enter the home to, for her safety, Your Honor. So clearly the allegations are she was present at the time of the second allegation of burglary. The court also said a GPS level 2 on that burglary charge. No victim contact, maintaining 1 mile from the
You're
victim.
talking about count 2. The $100,000 bond.
The $100,000 on the burglary dwelling, yes, and the GPS level 2 on that as well. And obviously the no victim contact, no firearms, ammunition, that would apply to both charges.
So you're asking for proof out and presumption grade on count 1, 100,000 on 2, no victim contact, no possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons, GPS level 2, and maintain 1 mile from the victim in count 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Or, I meant number 1 above, the alleged victim.
Yes.
Okay, defense?
Reviewing this case was arraigned in early August. I would just reserve any argument at this point for an Arthur hearing in front of the assigned division judge.
Okay, so I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit and the other documents in your case, sir, and I find probable cause. I further find on count 1, the burglary with assault or battery, I find the proof of guilt to be evident or the presumption great. Therefore, on count 1, you're going to be held no bond till further order of the court. This order is without prejudice, sir. For you to file a motion to set bond with your assigned division judge and request a hearing under State v. Arthur. Count 2 is 100,000. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with SLW, and maintain 1 mile minimum. No possession of any firearms, ammunition, or weapons. And GPS level 2 on count 2. Anything else, State?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck to you. Did you find out anything from Mr. Sims?
It was on when we went to this, but.
Pardon?
No, Judge, I was calling, but then I saw it was gonna need to look at the next episode.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. All right, so let's call someone that Mr. Romero has that we don't need. How about a second, let's do a second look, okay? So Julie can call somebody. Do you mind?
The only second look I have, Judge, here is Mr. Travis Orr. He is on your misdemeanor second look docket. Come on up,
I
Mr.
have
Orr.
DeAndre Thomas.
You
DeAndre
ROR'd him
was-
yesterday.
What?
You ROR'd him yesterday.
So DeAndre Thomas is done. Okay. Give me just one moment, I'm sorry. Just want to cross it off. 89418. All right, I'm sorry, who do you have?
This is Mr. Travis Orr on the misdemeanor second look docket.
Okay, he has a touch or strike battery, $1,000 bond.
Correct, Judge.
Did you have an opportunity to talk to him?
Yes, Judge, this is what's going on. The alleged victim here is basically his ex-roommate and ex-fellow and co-worker who he worked with. Basically, they were some sort of argument because when Mr. Orr died out, the alleged victim kept a lot of Mr. Orr's property. At that time, I believe there was some sort of encounter between both of them as far as talking about those issues. And then that's when the alleged battery took place, and then that's when the alleged victim's basically friends jumped Mr. Orr, as you can see by his injuries. Having said that, Judge, right now, of course, he's not living with the alleged victim. He's actually staying with different friends. Unfortunately, when he was arrested, he didn't have his phone with him, so he has no one to contact to help post his bond.
Well, I gave him, I signed an order on the 31st of August for him to have access to his phone. Was he able to access it?
Did someone bring it to me? Because it's not in my pockets or nothing.
Oh, he was confused, and I believe what he thought is because you signed his phone order, someone would happen to have his phone appear, and that wasn't the case. If it's not in his property, that phone order is not going to work for him. Judge, he is working at a restaurant called the Blue McCall, in which he was just recently promoted to bar manager. That's right now a great job for him.
Did
and that's gonna
anybody
help
call
him.
there to see if someone could post the bond for him?
No, no one called, Judge. So Judge, what I was gonna ask Your Honor to consider is releasing him on pretrial release. And I understand this isn't your regular misdemeanor battery. This is allegedly a violent misdemeanor. So Judge, I was gonna ask Your Honor to impose more stringent terms than just standard pretrial release. Potentially have him call 3 times a week and maybe report twice a month. That will allow him to be out, go back to his job. Hopefully that's still waiting for him. He's almost fairly confident it is. He'll be able to get his paycheck, and that time he'll be able to move into a place. Now, I understand he does have some priors. I believe they were out of state. But nothing.
He has a parole violation out of Pennsylvania.
But nothing violent. My understanding is nothing similar as far as any violent offenses, Judge.
It's money.
Oh.
It's
Don't.
Oh, okay.
Who was he gonna call that he needed a phone access to bond out?
He was hoping, I'm assuming it would be some sort of friends and coworkers, Judge.
All right, so who's the coworkers you can call?
I don't have their numbers. But they're all on my phone. I'm literally on my own down here, Your Honor. And I'm really not trying
Well,
to
you
lose
can
everything.
call his work.
I don't think they'd give it to me, to be honest.
I
mean, and they just promoted me. I'm just trying
Here's
not
what
to-
I'm a little bit confused on. You asked for the phone numbers so you could contact people at work and friends. So now you don't want to contact, and I'm speaking to you, Mr. Romero, now he doesn't want to contact the people at work.
I'm assuming this is what he means. I'm assuming he probably was confused. I don't know, somehow he probably thought his phone was here in property. And I suggested, all right, we'll get a phone order. You'll be able to contact your friends, family, just like Your Honor's thinking. No problem at all. His phone doesn't happen to be in property. Now, you do make a good suggestion as far as calling the restaurant, but now I'm looking at his point of view. If I call the restaurant, some sort of probably human resource, somebody's going to say and not want to disclose private information, and they're going to probably refer me to their human resource department or something like that. I'm just thinking that's what's probably going in his head. I was going to ask Judge, it's a misdemeanor offense. Been in here since the 30th. I'm sure if there was any phone numbers he could have remembered, he would have been out.
Is this a franchise he works at? Because if not, I doubt they have a human resource department. But if they have those numbers, then maybe they would contact the person.
And Judge, this is a good job, and if we're calling maybe his employer, and they're gonna start asking, well.
How long has he been working there?
Oh, that you.
I've been over there for 2 months. The prior situation.
Don't talk about.
Okay. I've been over there for a little over 2 months. I got promoted rather quickly, and everything's going great. I love this job. It's literally got me biting my nails off to get back to this job because I don't want to lose it. It's opening a really big door for me, and the money is fantastic. My employees are great, and it's
So how much money do you have in the bank?
Not really much.
How much?
I also have a child out of state, so
How much do you have in the bank?
probably like $40.
Do you own a car?
No, I do not. Getting out of this lease was a pretty hefty chunk of money as well.
Where's your job located?
The Blue McCall, it is on Almond Street Fort Lauderdale Beach.
How far is it, Mr. Romero, from the H2O Cafe where this alleged incident occurred?
I do not,
I can tell you.
wait.
That's why I asked you. Mr. Romero can tell us.
Half a mile.
Okay. So it's not next door, that's what I wanted to know. Okay.
No.
How does he know he still has his job?
That, I don't know. He's,
I mean, yeah, I got my fingers crossed, and I know that each day that goes by, it's not looking good, but I know when I'm in front of them and the things I've done since I've been there, I'm fairly confident in myself that I'll have my job. I'm hoping, really hoping.
State, you just have the Pennsylvania case? You don't have anything else on this gentleman? Do you have anything, Ivy, showing up? Anything outstanding?
I mean, that's, well, the outstanding is the parole violation that he's wanted on from April 11th of this year.
So if he got out of jail, is that a hold on him, or?
No, I don't think it's extraditable from Florida. But my concern is that something happens that wasn't supposed to, that they put the hold on to begin with. There's some alleged violation.
Well, here's the thing, I don't know what it is, and, you know, it's either, here we go again, it's $1,000 bond, he can post $100, and, you know, or be on supervision. He obviously doesn't have the $100 in his possession, he can't get anybody to post his bond, so if he wanted a bond out, he couldn't. So the only thing I can say is, I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial supervision. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials KM, this is the same I said before, and no return cert of his H2O Cafe. I want you to maintain 500 feet from that place and from the alleged victim, KM. I want you calling in 7 days a week, every day. And I'll have you report twice a month, as Mr. Romero said you would. Here you go, Mr. Patrice, if you could give this guy. Oh, wait, hold on.
Comes a bank in person.
Hold on.
Call.
Is his mailing address 1137 Northwest 16th Court, Fort Lauderdale?
No,
Not
that was
anymore.
where he
Okay, you
shared
need
the
to
premise.
take down his new address. Or Madam Clerk, can you write it and I'll stamp it on that order? What is it? Here you go, thank you, I'm sorry about that.
Judge, right now
No,
he
we'll
can
just
give
put
you
it
a-
on there.
Right now, he can give you a mailing address as far as where he can receive court correspondence.
Where's he gonna live?
Right now, he's going to go to his employees at the Blue McCall and see who he can stay with until he gets his next paycheck and tries to obtain some sort of apartment or housing. But he can get court notices, I believe, from family.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, say the end. Nice and slow because they have to write it down. Hold on.
Are you ready?
yes.
1165 Taxville,
Spell it.
TAX.
Ville, VILLE.
Yep. And road 17408, York, Pennsylvania.
What's 17408, the zip code?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's York, PA, 17408.
I apologize.
Okay, I am gonna require that you provide by your first visit, and I'm not talking about the 24-hour one, your first monthly visit. You understand what I mean by that, Ms. Patrice? Not the 24 hours, obviously.
The order is over there, so I'll have to.
Okay. Here you go. I want you to provide your living address. 2 pretrial services. Do you understand, sir? That's going to be one of your conditions.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to report there by tomorrow before 12 noon, because they're gonna be closed, so here's the directions, follow it, okay? Good luck, sir.
Okay, did you find out? Yes?
What I wrote was, provide residential access to pretrial office upon first monthly visit.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Obviously, you wouldn't know it. Thank you. Did you find out anything?
Mr.
Sims?
I've left messages. Can we reset this and I will look into it after court? I don't know. I left my cell phone number. They may call me back.
All right, so let's just wait till the end.
Okay, thank you.
All right, where is he, Conti? Okay, Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Okay, Deputy, you might want to listen to this.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Sims, we're waiting for a call back, so we're going to have you take a seat. We just
Yes,
wanted
ma'am.
you to know we're waiting for them to call us back. If for some reason they don't, then you can try to get a hold of them on your own and try to reach out to them, but I will reset you for tomorrow, but let's just see what happens if they call back within the next half hour, okay?
All right, ma'am.
All right, thanks for your patience, so don't send them back. Thanks. Larry LaFrance? Bonded, okay. Carl DeLand?
Bonded, Judge?
Thank you. Nicholas
Have a seat, sir. Mr. Nicholas?
Kayukai?
How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Calvin.
Kaukai.
Kaukai, okay, sir. You have possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver cannabis, $1,000 bond. Count 2 is unlawful speed, not for magistrate, so is 3 and 4, license not carried and expired tag. So, court does find probable cause for count 1. Is your mailing address 5674 Saffron Lane, Woodbridge, Virginia?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What say you, Mr. Romero?
Judge, he's relocated from Virginia to Boca. He's living with his grandma, helping take care of her. My understanding is this is his first arrest in his life. Having said that, I'm going to request an ROR. I'll see if the state has an objection.
I do, Your Honor. The report doesn't back up what he's telling Mr. Romero.
What's his priors?
Have to check, Your Honor. If he has juveniles out of Virginia, though, I won't know because I don't have access to that. But according to the report, he told the officer he is visiting from Virginia. I'm not showing anything.
I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial supervision.
Let me talk to him.
If you want to take a chair and sit over there next to them, you can.
Judge, thank you for the option as pretrial.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do, Mr. Romero. I'm gonna put him on standard pretrial. There are chairs right over there, just pull them. Call in 2 times a week. He only has to report 1 time in person, like the first 24 hours. I'm not gonna make him report once a month, okay? But he wants his court notice going to 5674.
Is that, you get your notices from that address, correct?
Yes, my mom will let me know.
He's
Okay.
in communication.
All right, perfect. All right, so report within 24 hours, and I'm not requiring a bond, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Twice a week, he's got to call in.
Yes, Judge.
All right, Eric Alcius.
Mr. Alcius, come on up, please.
Hello, Mr. Alcius. You have grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Count 2, resisting an officer obstructing without violence, $100 bond. Count 3 is reckless driving, first offense, $100 bond. Count 4 is operating without a valid DL, $25 bond. Count 5 is failure to stop or remain in an accident involving non-serious injury. Need to talk about bond. Count 6 is misuse of temporary tag to avoid registering a vehicle, $100 bond. Court does find probable cause. Is your mailing address, sir, 1667 Northwest 11th Circle, Pompano Beach?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what say you, Mr. Linder?
I got it.
And after this, we're going to take a quick break.
Your Honor, I'm gonna be requesting a $5,000 bond on count 5. He was, looks like he was fleeing from law enforcement in a stolen vehicle. When he crashed, he continued fleeing from law enforcement even after the crash, fleeing on foot. I believe helicopter units had to be used to locate Mr. Alcius to take him into custody.
The county facility and before, and I was trying to get him placed there and just didn't get, I was trying to see what we could do. Yes. Don't think so, because honestly, I don't think I put in for it yet.
Eduardo.
It was one of the ones I was working on, but I ended up being on vacation for a few days.
One 800-595. Can't, the bond that's said is not correct. I got it at 8,000. I don't believe that was what the bond was set at. I think it was 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and 500.
Okay, what say you, Mr. Romero?
I'm just letting.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt Mr. Lender, but I'm gonna be asking on count 5 for $1,000. Leave the standard bond in place on count 1, and I was gonna ask the court to ROR the 2, 3, 4, and 6. He's 27 years old, been here his whole entire life. What he does for a living, he washes cars. He gets paid about $40 a day doing that. He lives with his mother. I intend on calling his mother right after court, letting her know how much the bond is, and from what Mr. Alcius has advised me, she's not working, she collects disability. Also, Judge, I'm gonna be asking you to sign a photo order so we can photograph the injuries Mr. Alcius sustained, but that is what the defense is requesting for, Judge.
What's his priors?
I'd have to check, Your Honor.
Did you ever hear back from them, Julie? You can leave your ringer on. Hi. You can leave it on, it's no big deal. I don't get hung up on phones going. This way you hear them.
Judge, while Mr. Linder is looking at that information and some additional information, I want to let you know, Mr. Keith Wilson, which was on page 4, I earlier advised the court that he was a medical reset. It was my mistake, I wrote it down wrong, he was brought here, so I just wanted to let you know, he's down here at main jail.
All right, so can we have him? Can I have that paperwork back? Okay, we'll do him after this. Well, I'm gonna take a break for a couple minutes.
No problem.
No, Judge. No history.
Okay, 1,000 on 1. ROR on 2, ROR on 3, 1,000 on, so 1,000 on 1, ROR on 2, 3, and 4. 5, I'm gonna set it 1,000. 6, I'm gonna ROR. No victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim in the case. Do you need me to explain to you what that means, sir? I don't mind. All right, there's an alleged victim in the case with the initials RT. Your attorney can explain it to you further. And that means no contact in person, calling, texting, writing, nothing on social media, no contact through third parties or passing messages to that person through someone else, okay? And that's whether you're in jail or not. You violate that condition, there's gonna be issues, okay? So just no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with RT. $2,000 bond total, sir. Thank you, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, we're gonna take a quick break. what their weight is, they'll tell you fast.
Yeah, for most of them, though, we do they fill out the application and email it.
Okay. All right, well, you want to reset them for tomorrow and we can find out?
I mean, yeah, that, I could try.
Yeah, let's reset Mr. Sims. Well,
I mean, I'm here through Friday, but I could try to get in touch with them this afternoon and see what they say.
all right, Mr. Sims. Conti, that's right, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
All right.
Okay, so you heard the news that Broward is not an option.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
there are a couple other places that I was talking to your attorney about.
Yes,
So, you know, it's basically gonna be up to you. What I'm gonna do is, I am gonna, resolve this one way or the other. I'm not gonna reset them for tomorrow. I'm just gonna put custody to custody in the program to transport. And the name of the program. Can we put 2 programs in there? Ivy? We can always put 1 program in there and then change it. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. Bark's gonna be longer, House of Hope's gonna be earlier, so if you wanna change it, I could make a little note in there that I'll, you know, change it.
Have we determined that he has a current substance abuse issue? The reason I ask, Your Honor, is, I mean, if it's just looking for someplace for him to go so he's not in custody,
No, I'm not doing
well,
that.
I'm just saying, because if he doesn't have, there's been no evaluation done, and if it isn't determined that he does have a substance abuse issue where treatment is needed, then that's one less bed that someone that does have a substance abuse issue can't use.
I do have a substance abuse issue. Always have been.
All right, sir, don't respond. You have an attorney here for you, okay?
All right.
Just for Mr. Linder, I did have Mr. Sims
Hi.
on my caseload. I've been to the jail at Conti. I've seen him. I visited him. I talked to him about his issues.
All I need to know is,
I do
as an officer of the
recall-
court, are you saying that you believe he has a drug
I
problem?
do, Judge.
All right, then there's that. I don't need to get into it any further. I mean, you're familiar with him, you said so. Anything further, State?
I guess not, no, Judge.
Well,
I don't, Your Honor, he's here on a violent offense, he's been to prison for violent offenses, and essentially the court is determining that you're going, whatever way to get him out of custody without having to post a bond is what's gonna be done. If the first facility doesn't work, then we'll find another one to send him to. I don't think that's appropriate in this situation. He's been to prison for violence in the past, he committed an act of violence against a disabled veteran, an elderly disabled veteran in this case. I don't think it's appropriate.
okay, and there's a $4,000 bond, and he was charged with, it was a $4,000 bond as a first-degree felony, and now it's a third-degree felony, and I didn't change that, the state did. So now we're here on a change of charge, and I'm making a determination, and you don't like it, I'm very sorry. It's not a matter of getting him out. It's a matter of getting him treatment, too. So this is what the court's gonna do.
But he could get treatment in custody, so it is getting him out of custody.
GPS level 2. If you want to, if that's what your position is, fine. But this is what the court's doing, GPS level 2, custody to custody. Which place would you like to pick, Julie?
Some help?
Sure. Got to put the address and a contact name, and if that doesn't work, then you said you want Bark as a second option? Yes, ma'am.
The initial court order that the court had signed had said, the defendant
Here, I'll go to it, hold on.
shall have no contact with Danielle Hope.
Give me one moment, let me pull it up. thought I had it. Joe, you can come sit over here for a minute. I'm gonna keep all the same terms and conditions.
Okay, so I wrote them all on here already.
All right, then I need to write them on mine. Just give me 1 second. I'll pull this up. Where's the other sheet? See if you can find it. No, no, I already have it.
Just so you know, if- Oh, yeah, that's 'cause that's what it's. Cruise. Is it, it's all been taken.
$5,000 supposed to be 500, right? Yes, they already took it.
Okay, he also has, which we're not doing, we can set it for a second look, or we could do it now. The petty theft, second degree, third subsequent offense. What would you like to do, Eric?
I'd ask the court to take no action. It's not before the court.
Okay, then we'll set it for tomorrow, Michelle. This case right here for a second look. This is charge 2. All right. So, sir, this is what I'm gonna do. Pardon? No, it is a part of his case, but we'll just set it for tomorrow. He's not gonna get in anywhere anyway. So, no victim contact, direct or indirect, with the alleged victim with the initials D and H. You are to maintain 1,500 feet at all times from the alleged victim, wherever they may be, work, reside, school, any place they may go, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And no intoxicants, no ammunition, no weapons or ammunition, surrender any firearms or permits if you have any. No return
ma'am.
to Hope's Restaurant, you know where that is, and then GPS level 2, custody to custody, House of Hope to pick up. If we need to change it to Bark as a second option, that's fine. Okay? And here you go, Miss Patrice, I gave you that, just in case. That's Sims, yeah. Yeah, I just wanted you to look at it fast. Okay. Is it 1,500 feet or 1,000 feet?
You have written both, 1,500.
Okay, I'm gonna write 1,500 and be consistent.
And then 1,000 was from the restaurant.
Okay, so 15 and 15. Okay, so can I have that paper back? I'll write 15 just to be consistent. Okay, you need to do a separate order, okay? Okay. Okay, sir, good luck to you. Reach
All
out
right,
to
thank
House
you.
of Hope, see if you can get in there, or wherever you want to go.
All right, thank you.
I'm adding in here, defendant remain at residential facility until further order of court and follow all recommendations. And obviously, Ms. Patrice, if, I know a lot of these, residential, sometimes they do outings, he's obviously allowed to do that. You know, if they go wherever they go.
You signed that order?
Yes,
Okay,
you wanna see it? Okay.
No, just a pink one is fine. I can sign it, it will go along with the other one.
You really can't read it, I'll give you the, here, I'll give it to you, let you scan it, and then you can take it. Okay. All right. Keivith Wilson.
He's here in Maine. Tomorrow night, Mr. Wilson?
And, Your Honor, I'd ask to be heard before the court makes a probable cause determination.
Sure. Go ahead.
Your Honor, it says petty theft on his, I'm sure on the findings and also on the booking. That has to do with the statute number. But based on the actual offense charge, which is retail theft, $300 or more, and the allegations that he was,
Kmart.
stole property, in excess of $570, I'd ask that the court find probable cause for grand theft.
Okay. Defense? Okay, court's gonna find per state and defense, PC. For grand theft. Want to give me the statute number? Do we need it? If we don't, that's fine.
I think just writing PC for grand theft on the findings would suffice.
All right, that's fine. All right, so court finds probable cause. There's no return, sir, to the Kmart located at 3800 Oakwood Boulevard, Hollywood, Florida. If you go back there, you'll be arrested. Do you understand? Okay. All right, so I believe the convenience bond would be 1,000, Eric?
Yeah,
I'm
standard
correct?
bond's 1,000.
Okay, what say you, defense?
Judge, initially, our initial inclination was gonna be ask the court to resolve this case since it's, listed as a petty theft, but I do understand the court found probable cause for grand theft. Having said that, Judge, he's homeless. Right now, I guess guess, a bond increase as far as the standard bond, $1,000, something that he's not gonna be able to afford. He did think if it was kept at $25, maybe he could try and do something about having that posted, but there's no way he's gonna be able to afford $1,000, so I'm gonna be asking Judge that you keep the, $25 bond in place.
What's his prior history?
Well, Your Honor, he was arrested last Wednesday on a MO capias. He was arrested August 21st on an MO capias.
Or what?
Trespass and paraphernalia. Trespass, sleeping on public property, street sidewalk. He was arrested August 10th for capiases on trespass, paraphernalia, open container. Arrested June 26th for a capias on a trespass. May 9th on 2 capiases on trespasses. April 7th on a theft that he pled out. March 10th on a capias on a trespass. December of last year on a violation of pretrial. It seems when the bonds were set, $1,500 on that, he posted. $500 on a trespass capias, he posted.
When was the time frame? How long ago? Like a month, you said?
March of this year, he posted
Okay.
a $500 capias bond.
Okay.
I mean, that's everything recently, Your Honor.
Judge, he does have a mailing address as far as where he can receive notices. It's, at his uncle residence in Hollywood. So Judge, I'm still asking Your Honor if you would keep the $25 bond in place. He's
All
gonna
right,
try
I'm
and
not
find-
gonna keep the 25 in place. Can you afford $1,000 bond and put up 100?
I can't afford nothing, but I can try and contact somebody. I can't afford nothing, but I can try.
Okay.
All right, what's his mailing address? Let's do that first.
2106
Mm-hmm.
Plunkett Street,
Alright, well, I can speak to, well, I spoke to Forte, so if I could talk to.
Hollywood, Florida.
And Paul and Sands.
And what was your zip code, sir?
If he doesn't know it, that's okay, it'll auto-populate.
3. Yeah, I don't think he's sure about this.
That's fine, no big deal.
Oh, he's telling me 33020.
Okay. All right, this is what I'll do, $1,000 bond or pretrial release, and if he violates pretrial release, he's just gonna be back here. If he can post $100, what does he wanna do?
For right now, leave the standard bond in place, Judge. I mean, leave the $1,000 bond though.
Okay, so I'll do $1,000 no return, sir, to the Kmart. And I changed your mailing address, look for your court date, okay?
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna address a matter not on the docket from this morning that we had with Mr. Haas. I wrote mistakenly 5,000 on count 4. It should have said 500 because it was $3,500 bond. This is Eduardo Cruz, so I reflected it on the 2 sheets. I don't know, who has a pink sheet, Ivy? Okay, do you have your pink sheet? Do you need a new order, do you need an order written? I crossed it out, I will initial it. State, you want me to change yours?
We already did, Your Honor.
Oh, okay, thank you. You need me to initial it or anything, or it doesn't matter?
It's all right.
Okay. All right, so you need the yellow.
Great, don't worry about it, okay? Alright, let me speak to Mr. Rivera.
Okay, that goes to them. Here you go, Madam Clerk. This is from this morning. I didn't do anything with the other Sure. Oh, you're right, it was this afternoon. We reset them from the morning, though. I think. I don't even remember anymore. Oh, this goes with this. There you go. Thank you. All right, so finally, we have Willie Louis Jean.
Mr. Willie Louis Jean is here, President Maine. Come on up, sir.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. You have resisting an officer obstructing without violence. No bond required, fleeing or eluding a law enforcement officer, light siren active, $2,500 bond. Count 3 is driving while license is suspended. Second offense, no bond attached. Count 4, disobey stop or yield sign. No bond required for that because it's actually not for a magistrate. That's a traffic ticket or civil traffic infraction. Count 5 is resisting an officer obstructing without violence. $100 bond, and count 6, riding without hands on a handlebar. There's no bond attached to that. You do have count 7, 8, and 9, no bond holds, which are not for magistrate, for capious felonies. That is, you no-showed Judge Merrigan for possession of cocaine, and no-show for possession of cocaine and operating without a valid DL. Court does find probable cause. What say you, defense?
Judge, considering he has a no bond hold at this time, nothing to add from the defense.
Okay. Court will leave the bonds in place except for count 5. I'll do it $1. Rest of the bonds will stay in place, and the court finds probable cause 1 through 9. Or for his arrest, even though I don't need to for the not for magistrate. Thank you. And then we have Junior Simon.
Mr. Simon is here, present, Judge. Come on up, Mr. Simon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Simon. You have dealing in stolen property, 2 counts, $3,500 each. Is he okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right, count 3, distribute or deliver hydrocodone, which is also known as Zynone or Vicodin, $2,500 bond. Count 4 is trafficking cocaine between 28 and 200 grams, $15,000 bond. Count 5 is possession with intent to sell, manufacture, or deliver hydrocodone, Zydone, Vicod, is $2,500 bond. Count 7 is possession of heroin, $1,000 bond. Count 8 is possession of cannabis, 20 grams or less, $100 bond. The court does find probable cause, and also for count 9, possession and or use drug paraphernalia, $100 bond. So it's counts 1 through 9. What say you, defense?
Judge, my understanding is he was, the reason why he was receptive this afternoon, he was in court. He was in front of Judge Coleman, in which Mr. Simon advised me he was sentenced on a felony offense. He was sentenced to, I believe, 207 days, Broward County Jail, mitigated to 180 upon successful completion of SAP. So therefore, he just started his sentence. He's going to be at the Broward County Jail for the next 6 months. So considering all that, at this time, we defer any bond modification to be heard in front of his assigned judge.
Do we know what case he's sentenced on, because he's being supervised by a pretrial?
Same case from what he's saying.
So is that case 185784?
Okay, so on the $100, I'm gonna do $1. And then I'll leave the count 7, I'll do $9.99, and I'll leave the rest in place. Okay?
Yes, Judge.
So, you got that, Ivy, 8 and 9? Or $1? Yep. All right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you. How long did you say his sentence is? Because I don't want to set this for a second look when I go through it. I just want to make my notes here.
6 months.
Yes.
Broward County Jail, obviously. All right. Okay. You want to call those attorneys and tell them? Thank you. Tell them I apologize.
Is LaFrance a medical, you said? Good, all right, thanks.
Okay. Did we do Leonard McKenzie? Yes. And we did Junior Simon or Sutherland, that's right. Okay. Jamie Fort.
Judge, just want to let you know, as far as our notes and the deputy's notes, main jail has no more clients.
Okay, Travis Orr we did, right?
That is correct, Judge. He was released on pretrial release.
Let me just look here fast and I'll tell you.
DeAndre Thomas, I believe, was Maine, but he was our ward, and I believe one other person, Hidalgo Herrera, was at Maine, but when we looked, he's out of custody.
Is that
So
correct?
we're assuming
Yes.
Okay,
that was all that we had listed at Maine.
all right. Jamie Fort.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that was the only one I had a question mark. All right, thank you, Mr. Romero.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, where are you, ma'am?
North Broward.
Hi, Miss Fort, how are you?
I'm better.
Okay, all right, so you have, let me just check here. Petty theft. No bond attached to it. You do have a touch or strike battery. $500 bond. It's kind of off the way it's done. Pull it up, I'm not sure. I have no charge, 500 and no charge. So she has a $500 bond. Is that correct, State? Or I should ask you, Ivy? Okay, no problem at all. We're here on Jamie Fort. It's the misdemeanor docket, Forte. Would you like the case number? Okay. Did you get to speak to her, you said? You did?
Yes.
Okay. Ivy, do you have the file on Jamie Fort? Hold on, ma'am. I tried to look your case up in the computer and it's not scanned yet. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, State, what's her priors?
Oh, Your Honor, she, 6 days prior to this, she was arrested for a theft at Publix. She pled the case out and Your Honor sent her to the CRC. I don't know anything about this case. I don't know where this allegedly occurred.
This one?
Yes.
This happened at Walmart in Pompano, in Margate.
Late June, she had a prostitution, trespass last year, cocaine 2016, escape 2015. She was sentenced to 15 months state prison. Prostitution 2013, possession of cocaine 2013, VOP 15 months state prison. 2012, under the name Jessica Gillard, possession of cocaine, prostitution, VOP, 15 months state prison. Grand Theft Auto 2012, VOP 15 months. Unlawful use of false name ID 06. Battery on a law enforcement officer, criminal mischief 01. Goes on from there.
Ms. Chase?
She's been a resident of Broward County since 1999. She has a brother locally as well as other friends. Speaking to her,
Says she's only been here 48 months.
since 1999.
That's what it says on her sheet. I mean, it could be wrong.
Well,
It's
I'm
not the end of the...
Just going by speaking to her, that she does have friends and family local. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any money in the bank or on her person to afford that $500 bond.
Well, it doesn't sound like she has a place to live.
At this time, I think she had a few places she stays, but not a designated residence to live at. But we can get the one set mail for address for mail.
Concern is her not stealing while she's out of custody.
My concern is something else. It says she bit her on the right arm, and it took both of them and another officer to subdue her while she was stealing something at a Walmart.
I don't have access to the police report, unfortunately.
Says while in the office, Officer Clark, who was working in off-duty detail, requested over the radio for officers to expedite our response. The defendant was fighting with her, and LPO Rivera officer Clark stated that while in the office, the defendant attempted to open the office door, and when LPO Rivera stopped her, she bit her on her right arm.
Ma'am?
Hold on, ma'am, you have an attorney here. If you want to talk to your attorney, why don't you call her on the phone?
Sure.
Okay, go to your left, ma'am, and hit the microphone. Deputy at North Broward?
Yes, I got you. How you doing?
Good, thank
How's
you.
everything? All right.
Then we're gonna call Garletha Cruz.
Call Ryan.
All right, give us one moment.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a good day.
Leave it on her keyboard. Thanks.
We don't have any RORs today, do we?
Yes.
Who are they? Shall we do them?
Fine with me. Shannon Parker, Francisco Casavant.
Okay, what's going on with Parker?
We filed it as a misdemeanor, so I don't have an objection to an ROR, but,
All right, let's get Shayna Parker.
From Paul Ryan, she's in court, ma'am. She's already in court.
You know where she is in court?
Room 6840, 6840.
Yeah, the jail's already processed the ROR. There's a $999 bond. She's ROR'd on her other cases, pretrial GPS. So I don't have an objection to an ROR in this case.
Is this case gonna be with Judge Tobin Singer, or does it go to misdemeanor?
It's gonna go to misdemeanor.
Okay. So we'll deny the motion, but ROR,
That's fine.
can you write that in? Yes. I'll write it in, state, filed misdemeanor charges. Yes. Thank you. You know what the charges are?
So possession of a prescription med without prescription.
I'm sorry, possession of,
Prescription medication without a prescription.
okay, so let's just shift gears. Shayna Parker. She's on page 2, bottom of the page. You see it? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna deny the motion. The state did file charges, however, they filed misdemeanor charges for possession of prescription medication without a prescription. But I'm gonna ROR her. Okay? So I don't know if someone wants to reach out to her, or maybe you can text them in Judge Tobin Singer's courtroom. How?
I can try to email.
Yeah. You have the case number, so if you could just email them, okay? So you'll waive her appearance so we don't have to bring her back?
RORing this one, right?
For Shayna Parker?
The 9298 case is being ROR'd.
9298, yes, ma'am. Okay? All right, so let's go back
Actually, that
to,
case is no info, so would the ROR be entered on the misdemeanor?
No, because the jail already updated the change of charge and placed the $999 bond on the misdemeanor, so you don't have to.
so we just ROR'd it.
You only have to do an order on the
I
misdemeanor.
made a note on it.
Just that
On
there's
the
a
file.
change of charge for that misdemeanor?
Yes, and I wrote the charge.
You only have to do the order on the misdemeanor if the jail hasn't processed the COC yet. Concern.
You can look at, why don't you look at my order and see if you want something added there?
That's fine, Judge, I'm just making sure, that's all.
That's fine. Why don't you look at the order, Miss Chase? I want you to feel comfortable.
But that's only concerned if they process it after the.
There's something you'd perhaps like us to add, it's no problem.
It's not a problem.
Okay?
I would just ask you to put the misdemeanor case number on there if we know it, but if
Do we know it?
I can look it up, but I'm telling you, jails, once they get that.
All
order,
right,
they're gonna
let's
process
just
the
give
order.
them that. Is that fine, Ivy?
fine.
You can look at it and let me know if it's okay, okay? All right. All right, so where are we going back to? Was that North Broward or,
Well, I thought you were calling Garlita Cruz at Conti.
no, we had Jamie Fort, we didn't finish.
Right, that's fine, I got off the phone with Miss Fort, she was at North Broward.
Okay, so do you want to tell us anything further?
Judge, I just got off the phone with a good friend of hers, it's been a friend for years, Wayne. I have an address in Pompano that he verified, I got him his phone number as well, that he'd be happy to have her stay there while this case is pending. So I do have his name and an address and phone number, so that way she would actually have a place to stay, and receive her mail there. But he can't afford to bond her out at this time.
So what are you asking for? My concern is her staying there.
In terms of whether she's leaving, I mean, if we put her on supervision, and obviously if she were to leave, she could be violated. Explain that to her.
How does pretrial know if she's just calling in, how do they know if she left or not? She can call from anywhere.
It's a $500 bond. Honestly, I'm thinking, but, and I know with this case, normally I wouldn't put someone on a GPS, but she bit the person and, you know. When's the last time she's been arrested?
1 week prior to this.
For what?
Theft.
And before that? I know you told me, but
I mean,
we did other cases. I'm sorry, Eric.
no, it's just, Judge, I mean, we keep going back. I mean, yeah, eventually, I'm guessing there is gonna be a period where she's spent some time without getting arrested. But the fact that it's been a week, that alone.
Eric, if you could just answer my question,
And
I
I'm looking it up,
appreciate
Your
it.
Honor. June 26th.
And that was for?
Prostitution. And before that was December of 2017.
You know what? I'm gonna do a GPS. I'll do an open schedule, but he's gonna have to verify that she's gonna live there. So pretrial services, you might wanna call them back and tell them, they're gonna call and verify that she's living there.
I did explain that to him, that they would
Okay,
be calling
fine.
him to verify. Do you want?
All right.
her? Anyone?
What?
I'll leave that, or we'll have to talk to her.
I'll get the information.
It's an open schedule. Okay, ma'am, you're gonna get out as long as your friend and you have to live there. You get one more arrest, you come before me. You'll get a free ride back to the county jail.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, good luck. Okay, I think the next person, did we do Garletha Cruz? No.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, thank you for your patience.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question?
No, I want you to ask your attorney.
Who's my attorney?
She's in the courtroom here, Miss Julie Chase.
Yes.
So
Miss
hold-
Julie?
So hold on one moment.
I'll call her, Judge.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. You should have told me, I would have brought it up. That's all right, you could have. Just throw something at me, paper airplane, something. Hold on, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
North Broward? I need Jamie Ford back for a moment.
Jamie Ford, you need to back for a moment. Yes, sir.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, there's no return to the Walmart, do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you go back there, you'll be arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Can we just add that in, Miss Patrice? Thank you.
Where do I get a GPS at?
They're gonna bring you to the main jail.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so.
Who's the other ROR?
Cassavant and Klaus,
What happened with those?
they were both filed. Cassavant and Klaus.
Did you get the other one too? The next one is John Klaus. It's been filed too. Anything different? Did you file it as charged or anything different that we need to address?
Both cases filed as charged.
What do you want me to put with the bond if we're denying it?
Oh, yeah, because I have another issue with this one. Ron, you're denying it, then you put a line through it.
Yeah,
You have RR denied, but Lonnie said at RR, it's in contradiction.
okay, so let me,
Yeah.
you want me to put a line?
Yes, please.
No, she is being ROR'd. The motion, the information was filed and she's still being ROR'd. Just,
It says on there, it explains it, Ivy,
Yeah.
if they read it, they filed it as a misdemeanor. But I understand how it could be a little bit confusing, so. Okay. All right, let's get back to, so can she afford the $200?
Prior to becoming incarcerated, she was working at a car wash until 1997. I do have an address.
Can you hear your attorney?
No, she's too low.
So Judge, I did speak to Ms. Cruz. At this point, she doesn't have any money to afford the $200 bond. She was previously employed at a car wash. She can still go back there, but since she hasn't been working there, she doesn't have the money at this time. We do have an address where her grandmother lives that she can live with, and I have a phone number for an aunt. Unfortunately, her grandmother doesn't have a phone number that I can reach her at. Judge, I'm just asking the court to release her. She's been in custody, it looks like 101 days on this. Two of the
For how many days?
101. I think her arrest date
Yes.
was May 28th.
Eric's laughing over here.
No, because she was arraigned a month ago, no motion, and the PD filed a
Well,
notice.
I think
and
we
no,
weren't appointed.
Excuse me,
Okay.
and no motion was filed. Yes, I agree, it's been 101 days. And actually, I'm gonna be requesting pretrial, she has a significant history. But let's, when you're gonna say that someone's been in for 100 days, let's include everything.
If I could just, and I understand Mr. Linder's exasperation at this moment. I just want to say we weren't appointed actually until August 10th. for some reason. So we wouldn't have been able to be filing any motions that wouldn't have been handled. We were just recently appointed, August 10th. So, and while I do understand his point, it wasn't something that we didn't file on, and we weren't appointed.
I didn't hear the last
We weren't
part.
appointed to the case, so, I don't know how that happened, and we preferably would have filed it prior to now, but at this point, she's been still sitting in custody is my only point.
And I just want to clarify, that's why I specifically said for a month and not 101 days, because I looked at the case and I know that they weren't appointed previous to August 10th.
Okay, I think they're talking about when the public defender was appointed, but that doesn't matter to me right now, so.
I mean, standard pretrial judge, if she can call in, I mean, that, I don't have a problem with that if the state's okay with it.
I'm fine with that. I am going to be requesting random testing. She has a significant history with drugs.
I said that.
There is a drug charge before the court.
Okay, standard pretrial supervision. I'm gonna have her call in. 5 times a week. You're gonna have to report in person. I'm not gonna order drug testing if her division judge wants to do it. So, I'm gonna grant the second look.
Thank you.
I don't know what you wanna put here, Ivy. Because it has her other two. Do you want me to put the bonds?
No, Your Honor, the possession of cocaine and the drug test, the count 3 and 4 were no evidence.
So do you want me to cross it out on here?
Yes, Your Honor.
So bond set at, it says granted to pretrial, no ROR or anything?
No, pretrial is required.
Okay.
See you at the car wash. Ma'am, can I ask you a question?
No, you're gonna ask your attorney.
Yes, ma'am. Follow for me.
Why isn't she picking up the phone? Oh, I see. She doesn't have to report in person. Just 24 hours, okay? She doesn't have to show up once a month, only the first 24 hours. So she has to go by tomorrow. The deputy will give her a map. Ma'am, don't forget, you gotta go to pretrial services. I can't hear you, you gotta hit the button.
I will be there. Thank you.
You're welcome, good luck. Don't miss
Should I
your
be
court
moving-
date. Oh, hold on, do we need to update her mailing address?
Yes.
Okay. What is your new mailing address?
2115.
2115,
Yes, ma'am. Northwest 56th Avenue.
and where is that?
That's in Deep Side. That's that's the Deep Side.
Spell that.
It's Lauderhill.
DEEPSIDE.
Okay, I'm gonna do Lauderhill, Florida.
Yes.
What's the zip?
33311.
Thank you for telling me that, Miss Patrice.
It's a townhome.
Your Honor, it's actually 333.
333.
Yes.
She said the city was D-side, there's no such.
Is there an apartment number, D5?
No, ma'am, it's a townhome, ma'am.
Did you tell me D5 though?
No, no,
Okay, I'm,
I've never heard of that. What is it?
it's a townhome, deep side, yeah.
Okay.
It's Lauderhill, yeah.
All right, so 2115 Northwest 56th Ave, Lauderhill. Report
Yes,
within
ma'am.
24 hours. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, so let's call Francisco Casavant.
Chief, I know Broward, Your Honor.
Sure, and then we're gonna have John Klaus, same thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Where's Mr. Klaus?
Right here.
Where's
Right
here?
here. Itanti.
Okay, so I'll be with you in 1 second, sir.
Okay.
I thought he was at North Broward with you. I apologize.
Okay,
Okay,
will
so
you step
Mr.
out?
No, you can stay
Okay,
there.
all right.
So, Mr. Casavant, your attorneys filed a motion because the state hadn't filed formal charges, and they actually did by today's hearing, and they filed it as charged. So your bonds are gonna remain in place. If you want to address anything with your bonds or any conditions or anything, contact your public defender. Do you know who it is?
No.
Ms. Chase, can you tell us who it is for Mr. Casavant? Did you apply for the public defender?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Chase, who's from the Public Defender's Office, is gonna send a message to Kimberly Siegel, or Segal, S-E-G-A-L.
yes.
Okay, who's your public defender? She'll come out and see you soon, okay, sir?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna go to Conti. Is your name John Klaus?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, the state did file an information against you. You're gonna be going before your division judge soon for an arraignment, unless he went already, Eric. No? I was just checking, because I
Don't
know
think so.
sometimes
I
they go
don't
there
think it was
first.
set yet, Judge.
All right, so information is filed as charged. Everything stays in place. If you want to change anything, you'll have to talk to your public defender. It's an ag assault with a deadly weapon. Do you have,
I did speak to Mr. Klaus. I also saw him in custody, and the division attorney is going to be Stephanie Alistan, but I'll let her know as well.
okay, you want to tell him the name again? Stephanie what?
Alistan?
Alistan.
All right, okay.
All right,
thank
sir,
you.
good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Randy Scarborough, please. He's at North Broward. Are you Randy Scarborough?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
All
good
right.
afternoon.
Good
So
afternoon.
you have 3 charges. You're here on a second look. $2,100 in bond. What say you, defense?
Judge, I did have time to speak with Miss Scarborough. I know that has a current address that she's lived at for 2 years and also lives with a friend there. She's not employed as she's unable to work. She does have the issue with her arms that she's been receiving treatment from. I was reviewing the PC. I didn't see an amount, but it seemed to me it indicates a residue more along the lines of a paraphernalia type charge. I'd asked the court to release her. At this point, she's not able to afford the $2,100 that it's been set. She's been in since the 30th.
This was not a residue case.
I did see an amount when I glanced at it quickly, but it seemed that there's nothing listed. Usually they would say X grams. It seemed like it was.
It says brown
needles.
sandy substance.
Okay. To me, that indicates it's not something they can measure. It's a small amount.
Okay, so what say you, Miss, Jace?
I'm not sure what her prior history, I don't know.
She has about the same, from what I'm showing.
I mean, I do know she can't afford it. She had indicated she's not able to work. She has the medical issue with her arms. She does have a permanent address that she's lived at for 2 years with a friend. At this point, I'm asking the court to release her.
Your Honor,
Or-
I'm asking for pretrial. She's already resolved 2 paraphernalia cases this year, both involving allegations of heroin, both involving syringes. I mean, I'm really concerned for her own well-being at this point. I'm asking for pretrial. I'm asking for random testing because my concern is she's going to continue using.
Chase,
At
there
this
is a
point,
valid
we
concern.
and while I do understand that she can seek treatment on her own on an outpatient basis or check herself into inpatient, but realistically, we're gonna wait for the 30 days for her to be ROR'd. Or if they file a paraphernalia charge and have her, go to misdemeanor court. So I think at this point, we're sort of housing her because she's unable to post this bond.
Your Honor, I just said I have no objection to ROR to pretrial. I have no objection to pretrial. I'm just asking for testing.
I would object to testing at this point, Judge. I think it's burdensome. There's a cost involved. There's a coming back and forth. I mean, at this point, we could sit and wait a little bit longer, and we can ask for her to be ROR'd while she's on supervision. Then if the
A
case
little
doesn't
bit longer
get
is
filed
25 days or 28 days.
about that, I mean, I don't. It's just there's a cost involved, there's travel expenses and the ability to go back and forth. I think she's likely to have an issue with that.
Well, she obviously moves around, so.
Understood.
And Ms. Chasey just said herself, well, she could get treatment on her own. Well, she would have to travel for that.
Right, I'm gonna put her on standard pretrial supervision. And if she violates it, then she's just gonna be back here and then she's gonna have a violation of pretrial services. I am gonna require her to get a drug evaluation.
Judge, this is for her to call in to pretrial?
She's gonna have to report within 24 hours of her release. Have her call in 5 times a week. She can report 1 time a month. Where does she live?
What was that address? Or where was the address?
201 Northeast 32nd Court, Fort Lauderdale, 33334.
And I want her to follow any recommended treatment. If she doesn't want to do it, then she's going to end up back in here again.
Can I call her for a moment?
Sure. Yes, ma'am. I don't think she's going to do it, so. Yeah. Yes, Ivy. House of Hope won't take them? Okay. Ms. Chase, if she wants to think about it overnight, she can too. We can reset her for tomorrow. She doesn't have to make an immediate decision. I don't want someone to feel rushed, but we do have to move our cases. All right, so go ahead.
So, Judge, we're fine with that. You were saying she's gonna report within 24 hours. She has to call in, and you said.
5 times a week,
Report monthly.
drug evaluation, follow any treatment.
And you're not specifying she can find a drug program anywhere nearby, right?
No, any place she wants to go. All right, thank you, ma'am, good luck. The deputy,
Thank
can
you.
you give her a map? Pretrial, it's, pretrial services is by the courthouse, make sure you go by tomorrow, okay?
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna address Sims. They will not take him at House of Hope. So, let's just reset him for tomorrow, see what else you can come up with.
If we sign an order for a bark eval, I could fax it to them and have them evaluate
Will they
him in
take
the
him?
jail. They require an evaluation, an order from us to
No,
evaluate.
but will they take him with those charges?
I don't know. They will do the evaluation and then let me know.
All right, fine, then let's sign a bark order.
I'll just do an order for him to be evaluated by bark and we'll address it in division if they'll
All right,
take
so
him
you
or
wanna
not.
take away that order?
Well, Your Honor, initially you had said House of Hope are bond.
Yeah, I know, so do a separate order for bark.
Vacant previously, order, to House of Hope. Once, is she gonna order for bark now?
Just for a bark evaluation, just for them to evaluate him.
So then why don't we get all the paperwork back and just do a do-over and make it clean unless you sent it already? All right, so let's get the paperwork back. And let's just do a do-over. All right, so next person, Jaquan Polynices.
My pretrial order.
I know about it, Your Honor.
What?
The pretrial order also said it.
All right, so let's get back the pretrial order as well. Jackie, we need to get the pretrial order too. Your name, sir, is?
Jaquan Polanese.
Okay, you have a $2,500 bond. I believe it was set by Judge Murphy.
Sure.
Distribute or deliver cocaine.
Judge, I did speak to my client. He advised that he was planning on moving in with his mom in Fort Pierce prior to arrest. I did call and speak to his mother, Maria Standifer. She does live in Fort Pierce. She does want him to come and live there with him. That was the plan. She would like to try to bond him out, but as a single mother, she's been trying. She doesn't get paid until next week, but she's trying to get the money together. She can't afford the $2,500.
What about the $250?
Or, well, the $250 she's been working on. I mean, I didn't get specifically into her finances, but I know she said she's been trying, but as a single mom, she can't. She's waiting for another paycheck to try to get it together, whether it's the $2,500 or the $250.
Well, why don't you find out, because we might be able to just to lower his bond and resolve the whole thing.
She had said any amount we could lower it would be helpful for her to, I'll call her back.
Why don't you call her now and see if you can just get a number
I'm
from her?
not sure if one of the issues might be because of the residents in Fort Pierce. I don't know what the bondsmen are requiring.
Is there an Elmo?
but, I'm sorry?
No, so,
Let me call her back and see what she can afford. She was just hopeful that we could release him to stay with her on pretrial.
yeah,
but-
find out with her what happened with the bondsman.
Okay.
Julie, if you could sneak in just a little bit. Thank you. Bark do custody to custody? How much does she have?
I have a feeling that's gonna pretty much clean things out until the next paycheck.
Fine with the $1,000 bond, Your Honor.
Okay, $1,000 bond, tell her to post the bond.
Community service he's providing. It's not for pay.
Thank you. Thanks, bye. All right, so she did say she could do the 100 and she would do that now, okay?
Okay, did you hear that, sir? So I'm gonna
Yes,
lower your
yes,
bond to
ma'am.
1,000, you gotta look for your court date.
Okay.
Do you wanna change, can we change his address on the, do you know your mom's address?
I have it, Judge,
Yes,
I got
ma'am.
it from Mom, so I
Did
can-
you write it down?
I did. I can
Do you
write
need
it
my
down.
stamp or no?
Sure.
Okay. Here, just bring it over here, to me.
Well, this is a different one, this was the bark. The other one I'll do in a second.
Oh, this is the bark, okay.
Do you want the address on the order we have, Your Honor?
Okay, what about the custody to custody bit if they accept them?
If they, that's not gonna get them there. You have to figure, if they accept them, I can do the motion in front of the division of file.
Okay, fine, no problem.
I can, we can bring it back here, but I didn't wanna order it if,
No problem.
you know, unless you want me to need the.
I think it would save you something, but if you don't want to, that's fine.
No, Judge, I'm fine. I didn't know what you wanted me to do. I could do, I could add on there custody to custody transport.
Sure, if accepted to Bark, custody to custody, and you'd put the address of Bark. All right, so. Okay, so that's done, I think. Okay, so Mr. Jaquan, I'm sorry, Mr. Polonesi's, $1,000 bond,
All right.
all right?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
as soon as your mom posts it, we're gonna change your address to the Fort Pierce address. You are allowed to live there, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Look for your court date. If you don't, you can always go to browardclerk.org. You can also call the public defender. You gotta, fill out an application to hire them.
I think I did today.
You did? Okay, good. So keep in touch with them.
All right.
You don't wanna miss your court date, okay? Good luck to you. Thank you. Melissa Sinus Galley?
No problem.
Siniscali, I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's okay.
You have the same thing? It says pretrial supervision pending, is that correct?
That is correct.
With the bond as well?
Yes, the bond was, she could either post the bond or be released on pretrial supervision. The judge, asked that we verify the address. I made contact. She informed us.
Can
that-
you hear it, ma'am? Go ahead.
She informed us that she was going to live with, at the time she told us it was a friend, and the friend's name was Nancy. I contacted Nancy, who turned out to be her grandmother, and informed me that, quote unquote, she is an addict. I don't have space for her right now. We never know where she is. We haven't seen her in over 6 months. The grandmother was amenable to taking her in. However, the grandmother informs us that she lives in an over 55 community. And as a result of that, she cannot come and live with her because the board requires every inhabitant to be screened. And the grandmother is concerned about that because of her drug history. And at this point, because her grandson also resides with her, she's not willing to take that chance. She informed us that she loves her granddaughter dearly, but at this point, she has nowhere to put him.
Hey, ma'am, do you have any other place to live?
Yes, the address that I had originally given, I just can't remember the number, my friend's phone number, and my phone was stolen just previous to getting arrested, so I'm unable to.
Do they
to
work
get that phone
somewhere?
number out. Yes, but I'm not sure if the name of the place that they work at. I have 2 other addresses that I stay at as well, or I could go to the shelter. I mean, whatever would work for pretrial release.
What's the other people? Did you give pretrial services any other names or numbers?
I didn't because I hadn't spoken to them.
Okay.
I had just given the CO.
But because of where she's housed, I had to speak with her by way of a deputy, and I called at least 3 times. My last call there was on 9/1 at 2:01.
No, I'm not blaming that on you at all.
So that's
What
all
I'm
she-
saying is, can you give pretrial services the name and number of someone else?
I don't have my names and I don't have my phone numbers. That's the problem that I could give you.
All right, well, Ms. Chase, I don't know what to tell you.
And just so the court knows, she's much more lucid today than when I initially spoke to her.
Okay.
I'm not sure that she has a lot of priors. I didn't know if Mr. Linder, I wasn't familiar with her situation from the get-go. I just know that she was supposed to start a job in a restaurant. She does have family local, but I guess I haven't been able to contact them. I didn't have a phone number, but at this point, she can't afford that. Bond is set. I think pretrial was saying that, indicating that she wasn't able to stay with any of her family.
The family member, as a matter of fact, at the time after I made contact with the person, I thought it was her friend because that's what she told us. It was her friend Nancy. I called Nancy, asked her how she knew her, and she said she's her grandmother. But like I said, when I spoke my contact with her on the 1st, she wasn't as lucid as she is right now.
Okay, does your grandmother know anybody's number or your relative or anybody that would, a sister, brother, cousin that would know one of your friend's numbers?
No, ma'am.
That's one of the grandmother's concerns also. The last time she even heard from her was 7 months ago.
I'm sorry. That's a lie. My grandmother and I haven't gotten along in years. She thinks that it's my fault that my father was an addict and died of an overdose last year. My father introduced me to drugs. How could I have been the reason for his drug use? My grandmother isn't all right upstairs.
Does she want to go to a program?
She didn't indicate that to me, but I can speak to her, and if so, try to see if we want to reset, if I can get her into something.
Is there
what, ma'am?
Like I said, I mean, I have an address. I just don't know the phone number. It's 2110 Northwest 4th Street, Pompano Beach, Florida.
And who lives there?
Jose Riviera.
And how do you know him?
I've known him since I've lived here basically for 2 years. 2.5. And also, I'd be willing to go to the homeless shelter. It's 1698 Blunt Road.
Does she want to get help or? Pick up the phone, but hit that button, ma'am. Hold on a second. Ma'am, hit that button in front of you so we don't hear your conversation. Thanks. Jackie, I'm gonna lock the door. You can go. I didn't realize it was almost your time. Thank you. Tomorrow you can open the door before I'm here.
8:30, right?
Yeah, 8:25, whenever you want.
Right, like,
Have a good night. Now you can warm up, Eric.
Judge, at this point,
I said you can warm up. Just turned off the, fan.
At this point, she would be more inclined to do that on a voluntary basis. A lot of times when in custody and you're ordered custody to custody, there's a wait list. She doesn't really feel that that's going to help. And the alternative, if the court could reduce the bond down to $1,000, she would like to try to get somebody to bond her out.
Does she think she can get someone to bond her out?
Not sure, but.
Well, how's she gonna call somebody? She said she doesn't have a number.
My mother is the only person I would be able to call.
I mean, Judge, if Your Honor were to put her on pretrial or she were calling in, we would know her whereabouts. She could go to a program voluntarily. She's indicated she wanted
She
to
can
stay.
also go to the receiving center,
the
and they could try to
program.
help her find a place.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone to the methadone program. I'd like to do that again if possible.
Why doesn't she just go to Henderson, to the centralized receiving center?
That's this
I
program.
mean, it's
here.
voluntary.
Okay.
Yeah. I can see if they can pick her up 9 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So that would be on this order.
Yeah. No?
I'm not sure what.
All right, what it is it's Henderson. It's totally voluntary. And what you do is when you go there, they just, check you in. You can leave at any time. They'll let you take a shower if you want. They help you find housing. If you need assistance filling out any type of paperwork, they are really a good resource. And
If that's what you prefer me doing instead of going to the homeless shelter, then I believe that they have
I
all the
think
same
that they
things.
might be able to help you a little bit more. And if you want to leave at any time, you can. But I think you should give them a try. A lot of people like them. And you only stay there for up to 23 hours. But they do find you a place, they're not just going to throw you out on the street. They'll find you something. And you might want to try, instead of just going to a homeless shelter, you might want to try them.
I mean, I do have an address, but if that's what you prefer me to do, like I said,
It's up to you. It's up to you, ma'am. It's totally voluntary, but at this point, why not try it?
It's either that or
They'll pick you up. It's off of 441 by Commercial, I think.
I'm very aware of it. Actually, a friend of mine had gone there.
So do you want to go there? It's up to you. I don't want you to force you, but I think you might benefit from it.
I just feel as if it would be the same going there or going to where I'd be going. I
That's
don't plan
fine.
on going the same route.
No problem. All right. So what's the address where you're going to get your mail? 2110?
Yes, Northwest 4th Street.
Pompano Beach. All right. I'm going to have you call in. If you go to a methadone program, or you go to some residential place, you have to call in. I do want you calling in 2 times a week, and you have to report 1 time a month. In person. You're also gonna have to, the deputy's gonna give you a map. I don't know if you've gotten one previously. You have to report within 24 hours of your release. Okay? So, Julie, if we could change her address to 2110, or I can put it on the paperwork. It's Northwest 4th Street, Pompano.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, report tomorrow. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I don't know. Do you know the zip code? If you don't, it'll auto-populate. 33060?
33060, yeah. Yes, I believe so.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hey, Miguel Rivera.
Over there? Right here, Your Honor, at North Broward.
Thank you. Pardon? Sure, just bring it here. Okay, Mr. Rivera.
This is a second look, Grand Theft Auto, resisting without
Hold
violence.
on, let me just, I'm sorry. Okay, I have it, I'm sorry.
It's okay. $1,000 bond, Grand Theft Auto, resisting without violence, false ID to law enforcement. Requesting that the court keep the $1,000 bond in place. He's currently on probation before Judge McHugh on 2 separate cases, one for domestic violence battery, the other for assault. On the assault case, there was also, he pled out a charge of violation of pretrial release condition, that being the no contact order from the battery case. He wasn't placed on probation on that case, on that charge though.
What's his release conditions in front of Judge McHugh?
What do you mean?
Is the case pending, or are you?
He's on probation.
How long has he been on probation?
He was just placed on probation July 18th.
And this offense was when?
This, he was arrested August 30th.
And the assault, was that a misdemeanor or felony?
Both misdemeanors in front of Judge McHugh. Just let it go. Weird acronym. Whoever looks at it will wonder what the hell that is.
Hours are for release there, just in case.
It's got in their heads.
No, just put or. Just make it easy.
Maybe the assault was against his BFF. But then it's not for life.
For family, a friend to see about bond, and so I was trying to make contact, which I did do. The issue is they're having trouble, I know it's $1,000, but if there's a collateral issue, the bondsman all wanted $400 deposit in addition to the $100, and they don't have that. So that was the issue that they're trying, but I don't know if the court would be inclined to help with that situation.
How much bond could they post?
Well, they had the $100, but when it came to an additional $400 deposit because of collateral issues, that's where it wasn't something that could be done. So I would assume $500 is beyond what they can afford. maybe 200. That might be something they could do a cash bond. I don't.
$100 pretrial supervision.
Thank you.
He has to call in 3 times a week. And he's also gonna have to report 1 time a month. That's in addition to your probation, sir. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, if they're gonna violate you or what they're gonna do, but as far as this case goes. So call him back, tell him $100 cash bond. Here's the deal, the deputy's gonna give you a map. And don't confuse probation with pretrial services. You understand?
Yes.
You have to report within 24 hours of your release to pretrial services. So when you get out tonight, you have to go there by tomorrow, by 12 noon, okay? It's 24 hours from your release. It's
Thank
not
you.
by the North Broward, it's by, the main jail, by the main courthouse, okay?
All right, thank you.
So call in 3 times a week, report 1 time a month in person. Good luck to you, sir. And the
Thank you.
$100 bond.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, it's Julie Chase with the Public Defender's Office again. So the judge reduced the bond down to a $100 cash bond? Okay.
Did you give me Melissa Sinis Galley? Did I put her new address on there? I just want to make
So
sure.
what the judge did was reduce it down to
Just,
$100.
if I did, that's fine.
So you
Just
can
wanted to
actually
make
put it
sure.
in jail and
All right, and then I think we have one more, Philip Fields, or 3
So
more.
you would be able to bond amount of $100
Philip
cash
Fields.
bond. You wouldn't need a bondsman.
I have a Buckley at North Broward. Buckley?
Who's Philip Fields? He's at Conti. Are you Mr. Fields?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Fields, you have grand theft auto, $1,000 bond. Operating without a valid DL. You can't afford the, no one can pay $100 to bond you out?
No, ma'am.
Have you been in touch with anybody and asked them?
No, ma'am.
Is there anybody that we can call, try to get them to post your bond?
Nobody's down here, man.
How long have you lived in Florida?
All my life.
Give me 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Fields, $1,000 bond. He says he's lived down here his whole life. No one can post $100 for him?
I don't know if he had a number. Did he mention he had a number I could call somebody? But at this point, he's been in for the 6 days. I don't know if Your Honor would consider standard if he has an address he could call in. Sir?
Okay, I'm sorry, I was signing something.
I was trying to explain for the previous client where they need to do it if there's a cash bond.
Well, they can do, can't they do it online too?
I wasn't sure. I was trying to verify maybe they can do it online.
Can they post the bond online? Thought someone said that, I don't know.
Yes, Your Honor.
They can?
Yeah.
As to what?
Oh, so the best thing to do is to call the cash one out.
All right, Julie, we need to decide what we're doing with Mr. Phillips, or Fields, I'm sorry.
The court would consider it standard pretrial. He could call in, they tell him when his court dates are, explain he's not able to post
Where's he gonna live?
This is on Mr. Fields? I just didn't know if we were talking about one of the other defendants or Mr. Fields.
Fields.
Your Honor, I'm gonna ask that the bond be kept at $1,000. He was convicted of burglary of an occupied dwelling and possession controlled substance. It was a 2015 case in Broward. He was sentenced to 2 years and 11 months state prison. He was released January 1st of this year.
Do you have any place you can live, sir?
Hello?
Do you have any place you could live? Your address could be verified?
I can use an address, but
No, it's not use an address. Where are you gonna live if you get out?
I can stay out of France.
All right, it's either $1,000 bond or GPS.
I'll do the GPS.
You're gonna have to give me the person's name and telephone number.
Angel Lee.
Spell the last name,
Lee.
and they're gonna verify that you can live there?
Yes, ma'am.
You think they'll allow you to live there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what's their number? Do you know it?
954 444 4432.
Want to call them, Julie? You don't have to call them this second, 954-4. You can call tomorrow, 444-4432. It's Angel Lee with regard to Philip Fields. Hey, sir. Hopefully they'll approve it, okay?
All right.
All right, you might want to call, I don't know if you can call them, but I know Miss Chase is going to call them and tell them pretrial is going to be calling.
All right.
Okay, good luck to you, sir. Alonzo Herrera Hildegal. Open. Hildago. Pardon? He bonded?
It does make.
Okay. Oh, because it says Elmo.
Why?
All right, Melissa Barlow?
No. You don't have a felony anymore.
Your Honor, she bonded out today. She was released.
So I don't think you have anybody else, do you?
Yeah, I have one more. Buckley, Edward Buckley.
Where are you?
You can give Julie the misdemeanor case number.
Where are you, Edward Buckley?
Right here?
Okay, North Broward?
Yes, North Broward.
Okay, well, what's your first name? Edward?
Edward, yes.
Let me just look this up. Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Absolutely, take care. Who is this, Your Honor?
He said I think it's a touch or strike battery dating violence. Is this a Judge McHugh case?
Yeah, no. Last name
So is he
is
supposed to be in front of Judge McHugh?
is the last name Edwards, Your Honor? I'm sorry, what's his last name?
Edward Buckley.
Buckley. All right, let me check, Your Honor.
I don't know what, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, yeah, he's gonna be on Judge McHugh's docket tomorrow morning. He was arrested Tuesday at 9/11. That's when he was arrested. I guess by the time they booked him, he didn't make the Judge McHugh's morning docket.
9/11. You mean
PM.
9:11 PM?
That's, yeah, 9:11 PM, Your Honor. That's when he was arrested. So by the time they booked him in, he didn't make I imagine he did not make the cutoff time for Judge McHugh's docket this
When
morning.
was he arrested?
September 4th.
But I'm supposed to do domestic violence cases that come to first appearance court.
You're supposed to handle the cases that are put on our docket. He's not on our docket. We don't
Your
have
Honor,
the
excuse
we
me,
don't
your
have the
help would be
paperwork on
much
it.
appreciated.
We don't have any paperwork. The victim advocate certainly hasn't had an opportunity to call. He's gonna be on Judge McHugh's docket tomorrow morning, I imagine. Ivy, can you check that, please? Which is still within the 48 hours for a probable cause determination. I mean, this would be going beyond what was previously discussed when people are mistakenly put on our docket, and then, yeah, we're supposed to handle those. 121-800-906. Tomorrow morning, September 4th at 9:11 was when he was arrested. Yes.
Why wasn't he brought today then?
Because my guess is by the time they booked him, it missed the cutoff time.
Was he arrested on 9/4 or 9/5?
9/4 at 9:11. That's why, but that's what, Your Honor, that's why I'm saying it's significant. That's what time he was arrested. What time you're arrested and what time you're booked is not the same thing. That's my point. It'll be there tomorrow morning. The victim advocate will have the paperwork so that the victim advocate can contact the alleged victim to see if there's any input. I'll make sure to look out for it when I get emailed the docket first thing in the morning. I imagine he will be.
Does anybody have any paperwork on him? Hi, it's Judge Malika. How are you? what he's being charged with. No. I'll call you back in just a little bit. Let me just tell this gentleman what he's being charged with, and then you'll see him tomorrow, okay? All right, bye-bye. Okay, Mr. Buckley?
He's just on the phone real quick, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Do you need to talk to him a little
Judge,
bit
we're
more?
fine. I was just trying to explain some of the situation and get a little bit of background from you.
All right, well, I spoke to Judge McHugh. She said she's gonna hear his case tomorrow. She said there's a cutoff time. She doesn't know why, you know, with the paperwork or whatever, but she's gonna address it tomorrow in her own fashion. But at least I wanna tell him, the state says they don't have a copy of the police report and any paperwork, otherwise I could have gone ahead and did it. But, because the state's saying they don't. So, sir, right now, as far as I can tell, just give me one moment. I'm gonna have to tell you, you're charged with touch or strike battery, dating violence. And they have to magistrate you, within 24 hours, they have to tell you what they're charging you with. I mean, what they're charging you with, and or why they're holding you, and within 48 hours, you have to have a probable cause hearing. So that'll be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. before Judge McHugh, and they'll actually bring you over to the courthouse. So they'll probably get you up early, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right.
I just wanted to point out his concerns that he is a fireman. He's employed as a fireman. He does have his 13-year-old son who's been staying with him, who's supposed to be there today, tomorrow, and he doesn't have anyone to care for him. Those were some of his concerns. I mean, I did explain the situation, but I guess there's nothing we can really do about that now. I don't have a police report either.
It says it's electronic. I don't know, you know.
I was trying to see if I could look it up.
Eric, why are you shaking your head?
Frankly, Your Honor, because several reasons, Your Honor. It's not just that I don't have the report, but that is a reason.
Okay, I understand that.
The domestic violence cases, as the court is aware, there's supposed to be an opportunity for victim advocates to contact the alleged victims because they have a constitutional right to be present. So there's that on top of that. Your Honor, I hear there's been talk about, well, cutoff times. There's other things that could go in that could have caused the delay from the time he was arrested to the time he was booked. Frankly, I don't know, but hypothetically, he could have had to be medically cleared. There are many reasons why it could have taken a while to actually book him in. We don't know, so there's
You're
really
right,
no reason.
we don't know, so I don't
there's
know.
no reason to speculate and go into all this, frankly, at this point in time.
Nothing wrong with talking about it. So, all right, so tomorrow, so I just wanted to let you know, Judge McHugh did want you to know what you're being charged with, and she said she will see you tomorrow. Okay, I understand your concerns. Maybe there's someone that, you know, he can give you the number, you can call up.
See if I can maybe call, but they're not gonna be able to do anything to bond until it's
No,
set,
but I
at
mean,
least
he has a no bond hold for magistrate, I'm sure.
I'll ask if there's anyone he wants me to get in touch with for
Yeah.
childcare
So,
purposes.
sir, Miss Chase is gonna call you in a moment. You can speak to her. Maybe there's someone's number you can give her to contact about your son, and, I don't know if it's the alleged victim's mother in the case. I don't wanna get into that situation. So, no. I don't even want you saying anything, okay? So, I don't wanna get into that. We're the alleged victim, Miss Chase. Okay, so hit the microphone and you'll see Judge McHugh tomorrow. Good luck. Okay, I think we're finished. Is that it?
Yes.